Hey everybody, it's Wednesday night, so an all-new edition of Craft Brewed Sports starting up here in just a minute. Lots to get to tonight, but let's tell you about the beers that we are drinking. Scott this week is drinking High Clouds and Haze from Wiseman Brewing Company out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 6.3% ABV beer, 3.99 caps on Untapped. This week we are doing our beers on the scale from 0 to 2. 0 to 2 is, 2 to 0 is the correct way to do this scale. 2 to 0, I'm sorry, Scott. Scott, on a scale from 2 to 0, where are you ranking your beer?
This beer is an enthusiastic 0. Not one time in the history of its existence has something happened to it. So we're going with 0. I'm loving this beer so far.
Very good. Drew this week is drinking Water Taxi from Co, Destination Unknown Brewing Company out of Bayshore, New York. 11.3% ABV beer. That means Drew is going to be hammered. 4.07 caps on Untapped. Drew, on a scale from 2 to 0, where is your beer ranking?
It's a pretty good beer. I can't go all the way at 0 because I do taste a little bit of peach flavor in here. No apricot, but a little peach. So I'm going to go ahead and say like 0.25.
Apricot, fantastic.
Son of a bitch.
This week I am drinking Urban Sombrero out of Peak Brewing Company in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. 4.8% ABV beer, 3.55 caps on Untapped. And on a scale from 2 to 0, this one's starting off at a 1. There's really nothing special about this one. It's had some issues in the past, but we'll see if it can redeem itself a little bit later on. Also hanging out with us tonight, our intern Cam. Unable to drink legally. Cam, you got your water with you. On a scale from 2 to 0, where does that water rank?
Actually, Mike, I'm rocking with some organic lemonade tonight. So
organic!
We're spicing it up a little bit, and it's pretty fire. I'd have to go with a 0 for my scale. It's pretty good.
Wait. So since it's organic, does that mean little kids in the neighborhood squeezed it themselves at a stand? Is that where you got it from? Is that organic?
Yeah, I drove right down the street, lemonade stand, right on the corner of my where my house is.
That a boy, Cam. Support local, baby.
Way to do it, Cam.
And you smacked those kids and took it for free because it's a life lesson, right?
There's no other way to do it. There's no other way to do it.
Fantastic, Cam.
Hockey's
Glad you're here, man. We got a great show. Let us know below what you're drinking tonight and rate it on a scale from 2 all the way up to 0. All new edition of Craft Brewed Sports starting up right now. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. So far tonight, I don't have any internet issues, knock on wood. This is Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. Hanging out with me as always is Scott. Scott, how you feeling tonight, man?
Baby, what it do? Hockey's back!
So glad to have you, man. I'm glad your sport is in session. Drew also with us as always. Drew, how you feeling tonight, my man?
Oh, I'm so excited to be back. The world is starting to feel a little bit more normal. It's cold outside, hockey's on TV, and my fantasy team is already trashed.
Well, there you go. That's typical Drew right there, sucking at fantasy. Also with us tonight, outside of the virtual speakeasy, our intern Cam. Cam, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Scott. Thanks. Oh, jeez.
I'm Mike. I'm Mike. Nice to meet you.
Messing up.
Nice.
I'm already messing up.
Nice.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead with the next.
He said next. He's like, I'll pass. Well, I'll get that. I'll get you back for that one, Cam. We have an awesome show for you guys tonight. Listen, there's James Harden news, a trade that shook the NBA. We're going to break down that entire trade. We're going to figure out how it affects every team impacted, the Nets, the Rockets, Cleveland. We've got a complete breakdown of Wild Card Weekend as well as the National Championship game. We're going to look ahead to the divisional round. I'm just kidding. We're going to call some people motherfuckers tonight. That's what we're going to do. Motherfucker of the week tonight. We are also going to do
Deserved.
that hockey. Scott's
I'm
going to do
just
that
gonna
hockey.
call you Scott all night. That's what I'm gonna call you,
And you know what?
motherfucker.
And you know the best part is too, we got to give credit where credit is due. Cam has been grinding this last week.
He
He's been
really
putting in
has.
work,
He
and
really
then opens
has.
up and like,
Yeah.
you can tell that was genuine fuck up. Too.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
you didn't try
definitely-
to play it and be like, oh, I'm gonna get Mike like this. No, pure unadulterated comedy right there. Well done. Welcome, like we said earlier, welcome to the family.
Yeah, Matt calling out. That's a power play right there, man. That's a power play is what you did. Well done, Cam. Thanks for the dig right off the bat. Now we're gonna do motherfucker of the week tonight. We're also gonna do that hockey, and we got hot takes barbecue. We asked some friends over at Belly Up to give us some hot takes on Twitter. There were some listeners from the show that also chimed in on that, so we're gonna do that. Also, Cam is gonna lead Upper Deck this week. We got Cam in the driver's seat, giving us all the stories this week. Before we get to Upper Deck, though, Scott, why don't you tell the people at home about Boss Man Brands?
Sure thing, Scott. Not a problem. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Bossman Brand. Whether you're rocking that crazy quarantine beard like me, a tight 5 o'clock shadow, or that baby face like Scott, our friends over at Bossman Brand can help you out. From supplements to help your beard grow stronger and fuller to beard oils, pomades, and conditioners, Bossman Brand's
Pomades?
4-step process will get your beard looking at its best. And even if you don't rock a beard, they have razors and lotions to make sure your shave is smooth. So Scott, head on over to craftbrewsports.com/beard and use the code SPORTS at checkout to get 15% off your entire order.
I'm late on
So,
the cue. I'm late on the cue because I'm laughing. First of all, I thought it was hilarious that you said pomades. That made me laugh that you read
You like that?
pomades instead of pomades. But then
Pomades, baby.
just to continually call me Scott, that was well done. All right, let's throw it over to Cam for Upper Deck. Cam, what you got for our first story this week?
Yeah, so I got Browns wide receiver Rashard Higgins getting busted for drag racing, and the cop pulls him over and discovers that he smells like weed, and he asks and he interrogates him a little bit and discovers that he has a joint in his pocket, and the cop asks him to stomp on it and get rid of it because it's bad PR if he gets caught with weed, apparently. So the cop allegedly tells Rashard Higgins on the dash cam to stomp it and throw it in the sewer, and he's going on about like how he's like the players are royalty around here in Cleveland and stuff like that, considering that this is their first playoff appearance since 2002. And I just thought it was funny because it was on TMZ Sports News, and he was obviously trying to keep it on the down low, but everything was recorded on a dash cam. I don't know what you guys think about it. I thought it was really freaking funny.
I do love that that he
Wait,
forgot the dash cam was on, and just like I think it's okay that you tell a guy, hey, listen, I'm not gonna give you a ticket for that. Just get rid of the weed. It's fine. I have no problem with the cop doing that. But then to like lay it on of like, no, guys, come on, it's playoffs. You're big profile around here. You can't do something like this.
Well, see, this is my problem with this. I give Cam credit earlier in the show for doing hard work and really hitting, the pavement to find great stories for us. And he brings us shit that's old. Like, come on, Cam, this happened so long ago. Like, this isn't news.
What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, wait, Rashard Higgins? I thought we were talking about Kareem Hunt when this happened, I don't know, like 10 months ago in Cleveland. Like, why are we surprised about this? This is how the cops operate up there. Like, it's just standard operating procedure. Pull them over. All right, do you play for the Browns? Yeah, okay. Are you a kicker? No? All right, cool. We're just going to let you off easy because you got game to win. Now get on out here and be good.
Well, no, because he busted him for drag racing along with the O-lineman. I forget what his name was, but they only pressed drag racing charges, not possession of weed. So, I mean, they still charged him, but it just didn't charge him for possession of weed.
Let me ask you guys, what level on the team do you have to be before they give you the pass? Like Drew mentioned kicker, and I think you're right. If you're the kicker on an NFL team, you're getting punished no matter what because they don't care.
Unless you're Adam Vinatieri.
That's a good point. Yeah, Vinatieri could probably get away with it. What's the position on the team that you no longer, like that's when you start to get the pass? Like punter, you're probably going to get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Lineman, you're probably going to get in trouble. Like
No, it's even easier, Mike. It's if you're not the kicker, punter, long snapper, and you're on the 2 deep, you're good. If you're not on the 2 deep, then suck a dick, you're going to jail.
As long as you're not on the holding team, you're fine.
I don't know if that's true, because I feel like if you're a lineman, I think it's any name that you recognize. It's just name recognition, period, right?
Dude,
like,
this
it's
is
not
Cleveland. They know every player on the roster, the taxi squad, the trainers. Like, they are up the Browns' butt.
That's a fair
Drew's
point.
never been more accurate.
I know Drew coming through with real life 100% true statements. All right,
How
good.
long did he practice on that whole intro though, with saying that it was old news? Because that sounded rehearsed as hell.
Yeah, I feel like he's been
Well,
working on that one for a while.
You guys took the first reaction for about 20-30 seconds, so I had a decent chunk of time to prep for it.
See, my problem with it is that if you're gonna get busted on camera giving a guy a pass, then you might as well take a drag. Like, are you just gonna have him stomp it out? I mean,
That's true. We actually see
Like,
him throw it in the sewer.
pass that over here and then kick it in the sewer.
Can I tell you a funny story about my uncle, who's a state highway patrolman? He pulled somebody
Go ahead,
over. He pulled somebody over, forgot to turn off the dash cam. So then he went to Dunkin' Donuts and parked in a way so that the camera was pointing at the windows. So they see him park his car. They see him walk to the door. He walks into Dunkin' Donuts, walks past, gives everybody a wave, and then goes into the bathroom and proceeds to piss. And it's all on record. You can hear the audio of him pissing because he never turned his camera off. You hear him flush, wash his hands. He walks back out and gets a coffee and comes back and realizes his camera's still on. The problem was, because he had pulled somebody over, that tape had to stay in evidence for however long it's required to stay in evidence.
Nice.
So there was a tape of my uncle going into a Dunkin' Donuts and pissing on his dash cam for whatever the statute is in Ohio.
And every family gathering afterwards.
Right.
Christmas, Easter, that should be playing.
That's fantastic.
Good first story, Cam. Way to break us off here on Upper Deck. Why don't you give us the next story? What do you got?
Yeah, so Scott, it was great stories. It was a great story, but I thought this one was awesome too. So according to ESPN, the Bills running back Taiwan Jones gave an awesome playoff surprise to an innocent man who spent 27 years in prison. So Buffalo native named Valentino Dixon was wrongly accused of murder and sentenced to 39 years in prison for a crime he had no involvement in. He got out 12 years early thanks to his lawyer, which is a pretty damn good lawyer if you're getting out 12 years early. And the Bills running back wanted to make sure that he was one of the 6,772 fans in the crowd when the Bills beat the Colts this past Saturday. And he got to witness the Bills' first playoff win since 1992. So I thought that was a phenomenal story. I'm not sure what you guys think.
I think that's a good story. I also think it's funny that you think he had a good lawyer, despite the fact that this guy went to jail for a crime he didn't commit. You were like, he got out 12 years early for this crime he didn't commit.
He's a slow out of the gate, but he made up for it by getting him out 12 years early. I'm just saying, he was a little slow behind the 8 ball, but I mean, he figured it out.
He's a volume guy. You got to get him the ball early, and he gets those 2 and 3 yard carries out of the way, and then later on, when the defense is tired, he bursts right through the hole.
Bursts right through the hole. Well said.
Also, I find it strange that we went from a cop doing something he probably shouldn't have been doing to, the law doing something that they shouldn't have. It's ironic.
Stick to sports, Scott. Stick to sports. I think this is a touching story. This is pretty cool. Also, the fact that they only allowed a certain number of people in. I think it's pretty cool that Jones did this to make sure this guy gets in. It's solid.
I feel like for the future safety of Buffalonians or Buffalites, I don't know, whatever they're called, maybe they should only let a certain amount of people into those games anyways, because if nothing else, that means there's going to be a lot less tables broken.
You guys see the fan that jumped on the flaming table after the game?
No, somebody jumped on a flaming table after the game?
Yeah, it's a video. You can find it on the internet, on Twitter and stuff like that. It was bouncing all over the place, but someone lit a table on fire, and someone body slammed him onto the table, and both of them caught on fire, and they jumped right into the snow.
Wait, back up. The internet?
Yeah.
Can you run that down for me? How's that work?
know. I know, Mike. That's crazy.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you.
That's a good one, Cam. Way to bring the heartfelt feels to Upper Deck. What do you got for another one for us?
Well, it's continuing on the trend of heartfelt stories. I'm not sure what the vibe was for these stories, but you said these guys were good. These stories were good, so I decided to put them in there. So Texas guard Andrew Jones hit a game-winning buzzer beater 3 years after his cancer diagnosis. He was not cancer positive, Scott. So he was able to rejoin the team for the 2018 season, but only played in 2 games and had a few more rounds of chemotherapy remaining. And then in the 2018-2019 season, he was cleared to play by doctors. And the 9th, he hit the game-winning shot against West Virginia. And fun fact about the story, it's 3 years before the buzzer beater to the day where he was diagnosed originally. So that's a really heartwarming story in my eyes. So
damn, that's a good one. Another good heartwarming story. The kid from Xavier hit a shot too. Colby Jones hit a 3-pointer to seal the win for Xavier, and it was like 2 days after his grandpa passed away. So there's just buzzer beaters, heartfelt buzzer beaters all week this week. I love this. I always feel weird when they start bringing up these stories on like SportsCenter though, because I'm a crier now. So as soon as like a story like this happens, I just immediately start bawling like a baby. And I'm like, what am I doing? Do you have that now, Scott? Now that you have kids, is that just me?
Okay. Actually, the sports stories.
Thanks for having my
get
back.
to me. No. I mean, I'm just saying. I was gonna say it was real bitch made for you to throw in the "I'm a real crier now" as if you've never been a crier. But I mean, I'm a crier, but I'm more of a crier when Iron Man dies type guy, not when sports stuff happens.
Whoa!
But I mean,
whoa!
good for him.
Spoiler alert, bro!
Spoiler alert! God,
Come
damn
on!
it,
I mean, I was just really shaken up and really excited that dude was cancer negative. So, I mean, what do you want me to do?
We are losing any semblance of street cred we ever had with you two soft-ass motherfuckers over here talking about this. The only problem with these types of stories on SportsCenter is when they try to make a buck off these athletes overcoming insurmountable odds. Like, there's nothing worse than... I'm going to just stop right there because, we don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons. But, the next time we start talking about crying and... Let me tell you, boys, there's only 3 circumstances when you're allowed to cry, okay? 1, your parents die. 2, your dog dies. 3, you're blackout drunk. That's it. And if it's not one of those 3 circumstances, I want to hear shit about you shedding tears, okay? So, Cam, next story. Let's move on from this topic before, we lose all these viewers we have.
What an asshole.
Wow.
All right, go ahead, Cam.
Sick move. All right, Cam, give us one more.
All right,
Since
another story.
Old Mookie over there coming in hot with the alpha male takes.
I don't want to hear stories about how your website had to come in and dab the tears out from underneath your eyes because the Make-A-Wish story came on the 9 a.m. sports.
Mookie's rules for crying. I mean, what the fuck?
Also, how is it like parents, dog, and then you're drunk? Those are the only 3 times you can cry?
Yup.
Are you joking? Like, not even like the birth of your kid?
Hey, Mike, how often you drunk?
Pretty often.
Yeah, let's see. So they're not bad rules.
Well, then fine. Next time I cry, I'm just going to claim my parents died.
Cam, give
Why
us
would
one.
you go there instead of claim I'm drunk?
You got to get the sympathy vote, man. Come on. How long you been doing this?
Cam, give us one more, man.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more, and it's not a feel-good story this time, Mookie. So hold your hats there. So during a kid-friendly Nickelodeon broadcast, things got a little bit on the R-rated side. And before the Bears-Saints game, before halftime of the Bears-Saints game, Chicago special teamer Cordell Patterson dropped an F-bomb and blurted out, "What the fuck?" while arguing with the refs. Safe to say the Nickelodeon broadcast team didn't know how to react. However, Twitter went berserk, and it was all over Twitter, and the kids were just like shell-shocked, like they'd never heard a swear in their life before. And it was just really, really crazy. I thought it was funny. They had like the slime end zone. They had Mitchell Trubisky winning the... They had Mitchell Trubisky winning the MVP instead of the MVP, and he absolutely blew fat chunks that game. So I'm not really sure why he got the MVP because he only threw 1 touch. And Nickelodeon valuable player, I think, is what it was. But he was just flat out awful in that game. But
Also,
I thought it was
That game brought in 2 million viewers. It's the highest rated Nickelodeon program in the last 4 years. They will absolutely be doing this way more often after that.
And they completely fucked it up because they should have branded this shit Nick at Night. Come on, you idiots. Come on, you missed a valuable opportunity. Then the F-bombs would have been fine. It'd be like, hey, you're watching Nick at Night. You never know what's going to happen.
Wild card.
Hold on, real quick. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got a goal in the Chicago Leafs game tonight.
Hey, turn
by
that
that,
audio
I mean-
off, bro. I don't need them shutting down the stream. What are you doing, Drew?
Okay, first of all, this was a free app on the iTunes store, so ain't no
I
one
don't
gonna sue us for
trust
this
it.
shit.
No
I don't
wonder
trust
it
it.
sounded like shit. Oh my God.
Second of all, the Canadians are now up 3-1 in the Maple Leafs in the season opener.
Very good. That sounds fantastic. We're gonna do that hockey here in
All
a
I know is
second.
we've talked for weeks about getting a hockey air horn on the show, and the producer still has yet to produce. So I had to take matters in my own hands tonight for the opening night of the NHL season.
All right.
To
Well,
be fair, he didn't know if Scott was going to have more technical issues and we'd have to be sitting here
Yep.
flying solo.
all
I
right.
guess
You
that's
guys are
true, yeah.
assholes. Anyways, Cam, well done. Good job running Upper Deck for the first time, man. You did good
Well
picking
done,
those
Cam.
stories. Appreciate you, homie. Upper Deck brought to you, as always, by Bossman Brands. www.craftbrewsports.com/beard. Get 15% off your entire order. Hey guys, real quick before we get into Do That Hockey, I just wanted to say tomorrow is a very special day. I don't know if you guys know this. There's a special birthday tomorrow. That's right, Dave Grohl, 52 years old tomorrow. So shout out
Holy
Dave Grohl
shit.
for a happy birthday, Dave Grohl. Really excited for you.
52? That motherfucker has gotten old in a hurry.
52, Dave Grohl. Yeah, he's
He's aged well, though, right? I
He
think
does.
He's aged pretty well.
he definitely looks good for 52.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed
Well,
52.
52 as a rock and roll musician, because
Right,
you know,
right.
they live hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, and that reminds me about that meme that went around. I think that was in the group, right? Where it was like, "Holy shit, Dave Grohl looks just like the drummer from Nirvana."
I love that meme.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Also,
Do we want to ask if Cam knows who these people are?
nope. I'm afraid to.
Nope,
Okay,
I
moving
don't.
on.
I'm afraid to ask. So let's move it on. It is time, everybody,
As they
for
say in
Scott.
hockey, let's do that hockey.
Scott, time to do that hockey. Let's hear it for our man Scott, who's going to break down all of the updates. Hockey Night in America tonight. It's starting off. Season starts off. What do you got for us tonight, Scott?
You goddamn right. Avalanche are taking on the Blues. That's all that matters, baby. Let's go. Rush for the cup.
Scott, can we talk about your boy Evander Kane?
Oh,
Wait,
no.
real quick before we
no,
jump there, Scott, Mike, did you hear that your Lanch are the Stanley Cup favorites at plus 550 right now?
I did
First
not
of
hear
all, I believe if you check the tape, I called them as future champs a few months ago. So
I'm
yeah,
just saying
that's
now,
not,
smart
it's
people.
not really new.
I'll dig through the archives and find that clip for us.
It exists, Cam. It exists.
Oh,
I
I'm
promise.
not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying that I'll find it.
Thank you. Yeah, so that doesn't shock me one bit.
Yeah, well, that's great. So talk to me about Evander Kane, man. What happened there?
I don't want to talk about Evander Kane. Why do you got to kick a man when he's down, man?
I'm just
First-
curious. This is news, man. Tell me the story.
First, for months, I couldn't remember his name, and now you're bringing up when he's got problems. That's messed up, man.
Look, all I know is that this actually worked out really well because he slid super deep, and I was able to pick him up in the 14th round. And really, based on his stats and output, he should be a top 5 round pick. So,
Is he gonna
How
play?
are you
think
gonna
worked
go
out well.
broke for gambling in 2021? Like, what the shit is that?
That's what I'm
Dude,
so
how you gonna
confused
go broke
about.
for?
He-
Yeah,
he made millions. What are you doing, man?
he's made upwards
like,
of
he
$50 million
hasn't
in the NHL, and he is in debt for 28.6 million clams.
Wow,
Man.
you hear this, Scott? This is somebody that knows their hockey doing that hockey. This is what I was trying to get you to do. I just wanted the details of the story.
Look, I know the details. I just wasn't trying to shit on the man's life. But since you're trying to drag him through the mud,
I don't know the
Uh,
details. I'm trying to find out the details.
Okay, so Evander Kane, he's broke. I mean, he's got a gambling problem. Like, it's something a lot of Americans struggle with. But isn't this just the natural progression? There's like 10 black people in hockey, and all the other sports have dealt with their, Scottie Pippens and whatnot, blowing money on dumb shit. So it's only natural that eventually the first few black dudes that have names are going to be broke in hockey. So I mean, it's just hockey catching up with the rest of the world.
So, Scott, speaking of black people in hockey, you see you starting a net tonight for the Black Hawks?
I did not.
Patrick's a good brother.
Oh, is he? Good for him.
Yeah, he got the call. He's in between the pipes tonight for them. And
I did not know that. I did not know which team he was on. I knew that he was in the NHL. Was not sure.
Yeah.
where he was.
Do you remember? Because he came over from that other team last year. God, where was he the year before? One of your favorite teams from out west. What's their name?
Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow,
There you
Yeah,
go.
I remember when he was with Las Vegas, but I lost track of him after that.
All right, Scott, since we're talking out west teams, we had a question from a viewer. Which Western Conference team will finish with the worst record? Chicago, Detroit, LA, or Anaheim?
Detroit.
Correct answer.
Detroit will be at the very bottom.
That's right, baby.
I mean,
That's right.
was like I thought this was hockey, not softball.
Hey-o.
All right, well, let's get a little personal then on this next one. This one also came from a viewer. This viewer says the Avalanche are everyone's preseason Stanley Cup favorite, but injuries to their goaltender did them in during last year's playoffs. Do they have the depth in net that they'll need to make a deep playoff run this shortened season?
Short answer, yes. Long answer, I mean, if your starter goes down right near the playoffs, you're probably fucked anyway, right? I mean, who's losing their number one and still going to make a run? So as long as everybody stays healthy going in, I like their chances. So I wouldn't have picked them to win if I didn't think that.
Fair enough.
The shortened season should help them too, with just like less games in general, less
chance to get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
I was really hoping the long answer was going to be, of course.
Yeah, I was waiting for that too.
Next question.
I was waiting for short answer, yes. Long answer, hell yes. You really screwed the pooch on that one, Scott.
Look, man, you guys want a hockey expert, or do you want me to, poo-poo this and pretend like this isn't serious shit?
That's fair. So getting back to real serious hockey here, Scott. So again, Tampa Bay, they just had their stupid ass banner raising ceremony. A bunch of those punk ass fools got rings. But what I want to know is the offseason injury news going to hurt their chances of repeating, or do you think that again they have the depth, or they really have a franchise that can absorb that hit and make it to the playoffs?
Look, as many times as Tampa Bay choked it away when they were supposed to win it, the fact that people just gave up on them ever doing it, and then they finally snuck it in on a COVID-shortened, fucked up year, means that they ain't got another chance to do it for a long-ass time. So, no, Tampa Bay is fucked.
So are you alleging then that the only reason Tampa Bay won was because the hockey gods knew this would be the team with the shortest time with Lord Stanley's Cup out of the entire history of the trophy?
Yes, but also the hockey gods were like, Jesus Christ, if not now, when? Like, I mean, how many times are they going to go in there with having the best record, or, being the hottest team, or one of those things, and fuck it up? So,
Well, you could ask the Bills and the Cubs the same thing.
That's a good point. But see, the Bills and the Cubs never even come into the season as expected to do shit. Tampa Bay always seems to find themselves, number 1 or 2 in the conference and then fuck it up in the first or second round.
Guys, we got a couple comments I got to get to. I'm sorry. I'm over here cracking up at the comment feed. First of all, Jenna, very unhappy. 2 fuck Tyler Johnsons right in a row. Back
he
to
a
back.
bitch.
And Matt Stanton commenting on the Evander Kane news by saying, "Get your chicken right, Marshawn Lynch," which is so good. And then Scott wants to know who can name more, Scott naming black hockey players or Cam naming 90s grunge bands. And I feel like that's a contest we're going to need to set up here next week. Cam, are you up for that next week?
Yeah, sure. Sign me up.
All right, good. We'll put it to you guys
Holy shit,
to start
this is
naming
pressure.
these. Yeah, you're gonna have to start studying now, Scott. Also, I'm gonna need somebody to get me the list because the one I have is outdated.
Evander Kane.
Hey, Google, how many
Gabe
black
Simmons.
hockey players are there in the NHL?
3%.
3%.
So, Scott, I feel like you got lots of work with
Dude,
there.
why is your Google British? What's up with that? Why'd you?
She's Australian. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Very strange.
That was my other choice. I have mine set to Irish because I miss Mike when he's not here.
Dude, did you know there's a difference between Protestant and Catholic whiskey?
Yes, Bushmills is the Protestant, and Jameson is the Irish.
So besides the name and like ties to the religion, like what
It's
makes
why
them
I
different?
drink Jameson. See, I do miss you when you're not here.
It's because it's Northern Ireland and Ireland. That's why.
But there's nothing in the actual process of distilling the whiskey that makes them different.
No,
Just
no.
just that one's going to heaven and the other are goddamn heathens.
Matt Barr saying quality podcasting. Well, we just waited for Google to answer. We did all go silent and just waited for that. Fantastic.
I mean, I was very interested.
I was
Very
too.
curious.
I'm disappointed that we got a percentage there instead of an actual
Yeah, it's
number.
a little bit of a bummer.
All right, Scott, I got a question for you here. Okay, I'm gonna get this one. Who is your early Calder Trophy favorite? Is it Kirill Kaprizov from the Wild, Alexis Lafreniere from the Rangers?
Lafreniere.
Thank you, Kim. Or is it Tim Stubble from the Senators? Who you got?
Tim Stubble.
Let's see if we can.
I'd
let's see
vote
if
for
we
him.
can do a segment where Mike has to read all these hockey names and see if he can.
Oh, it's been discussed, Cam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now, Cam, you got to pretend like you've watched the show before. Like, you don't actually have to watch and pay attention. You just have to pretend.
Okay, so you're going with Stubble on that one, Scott? That's your answer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice. Drew, do you have any? I have one more question for Scott, but I'll save it if you got anything else for him.
I was gonna say I can throw some out there. Really, honestly, what I want to know, Scott, is this whole realignment. Is it really just giving all of our neighbors up north false sense of security and hope at winning a title when they beat up on each other in their division and then get to the playoffs and absolutely boat race by quality teams?
Yeah, I feel like it's been so long since Canada tasted its success in the NHL, especially when it comes to the Cup, that they'll take whatever they can get. But I feel like this cannibalizes their chances just a little bit because now they're facing off against just each other. Only one emerges, and that lessens the chances that they're going to have anybody in the final. So I don't know if they think that's good. But, spoiler alert, Canada, Cup's coming back to the US of A. It'll be right there in Colorado whenever you need to see it, bitches.
So, Scott, would in a quick follow-up question to that, do you think that's why they weren't able to procure a sponsor for that division?
Holy shit. I thought they had, like, Scotia or some shit.
Yeah, I thought it would be Scotia Bank or.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have one, Drew.
Yeah,
Well, and that's pretty
I swore it
funny
was
because
Scotia.
NBC ain't showing that shit on their broadcast. All the other divisions had their advertisers listed on them when they did the breakdown here leading into the Tampa Bay game, except the Northern Division.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, just because this feels like in this segment, it's the proper time to talk about this. Special happy birthday tomorrow to Jason Bateman, star of Arrested Development, also the Ozarks show on Netflix. I can't think of the name of it right now. Super,
No, it's literally
talented.
the Ozarks.
Is that the name of it? The Ozarks? I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, super talented
It's
actor.
just Ozark, you loser. Holy fuck.
Super
You're adding
talented
words.
actor.
You're
Very.
like my mom, just adding words to stuff.
We're gonna go to the Kroger's later.
Yeah, come on, man.
Happy birthday, Jason Bateman. Happy early birthday to you.
Wait, hold on. How old is Jason Bateman tomorrow, though?
Jason Bateman, also 52.
Wow.
Right?
52 years ago, January 14th was incredible.
Yeah, very good day. 52 years ago on January 14th. Matt Barr ripping on me. Jesus fucking Christ is what he just hit. Yep. Gotta stay on brand, Matt Barr. That's what I gotta do. I gotta stay on brand. Drew, you got anything else for Scott to do that hockey?
Shit. Yeah, I did. Fuck. Sorry.
We talked about the racist ass Bruins.
Oh, please
we
do,
can, yeah.
especially with Cam. I want to hear Cam catch this heat, Scott.
Yeah, Willie O'Ree finally getting the recognition he deserves, having that jersey hung up in the rafters. But of course, in typical Boston fashion, they're like, hey, ain't no fucking fans at the games this year. We might as well throw that black guy's jersey up in the rafters. We've been meaning to do it for a little while, so what a perfect time when nobody's here to see it. Congratulations, Willie O'Ree.
Yeah, I don't got anything to say to that. You stumped me. I really just don't got anything to say. I mean, your logic is great.
I
mean,
wouldn't defend it either.
Yeah, I mean, I need to learn when to take an L.
My
You're a
favorite
bigger man
part
than
is-
I am, Cam. Because I'd
my
be like, nah,
favorite
fuck
part of-
you, Scott.
No. Well, excuse you. Check your tone. This is my segment. The best part about it is somebody somewhere was like, not only are we going to do this, but there's no fans, we'll do it in February during Black History Month. How about that for irony, baby?
All right, this is getting weird. Drew, what else you got?
You want me to save us from this?
Nope, okay, I'm
world that
back.
we're
Here we
just going
go.
deep in?
I got one more. If you're out of questions, I got one more for Scott.
No, I've just been busy trying to, stay above water here in this fantasy draft that I just fucked up to all hell. Anyways, Scott, do you think that there's going to be something changed in the players' approach to the game in terms of physicality or pace of play or just the general strategy that you would see in the game previously because of the compacted, shortened season? And do you think that the changes in the off-ice regulations are going to really have any impact on any teams in particular?
I think the league as a whole is opening itself up to a shitstorm here, not going back to the bubble, because we saw what happened in baseball and football. When you're outside of the bubble, there's too many things that you can't control, and so I feel like that's going to have an impact that it shouldn't. I feel like they should have gone back into the bubble, but to each his own. They're still saying that they're going to lose $1 billion this year, but it was important to get out there and play. So, I guess more power to them. I'm glad that they are playing, but I still think they should have gone the bubble route. But as far as physicality goes, they'll probably be ready to hit motherfuckers even harder because there's less time to hit motherfuckers, and you missed a bunch of time from hitting motherfuckers last year. So let's go, baby. People are going to be – maybe they don't need to worry about injuries or anything like that because – motherfuckers just gonna be getting knocked out, all that pent-up aggression.
All right, Scott, here's my final question for you. This one's a good one. This one's very tough, and I hope you can get this one. Which young Russian goaltender will have the bigger impact on their team this season? Is it going to be Igor Shishkin from the Rangers, Elias Samsonite with the Capitals, or Elias Sorkin with the Islanders, supposing that he can supplant Seaman Varlamov. Did I say that right? Seaman
Varlamov.
Seaman Varlamov. My bad.
Semyon Varlamov.
Yeah, Seaman Varlamov. What do you got?
Yes, exactly. Semyon Varlamov. Yes.
Igor.
Which one? There's two Igors, I thought.
No, there's
First Igor.
So many
there was
Igors.
two Ilias.
Oh, my bad.
One Igor. So you're going with Shestersker skin.
Yes.
That's probably that's probably who I would have picked.
I
too.
mean, if I'm gonna pick a Russian, the name Igor has got to be at the top of the list. So
figured you would have been all in on Seaman. That's what I thought
Yeah,
you were
I
going to
know
go with on that one.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, way to disappoint. Drew, Cam, you guys got anything else for Scott?
Yeah, I got one more. I got another question.
Go for it, Cam.
I know Colorado already has the Stanley Cup locked in, so I mean I gotta ask another question. Who's your dark horse to come out of the East then? If you have your team from the West, who comes out of the East if it's not Tampa Bay, if you think they're gonna choke again?
It's racist.
It's racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. How is that racist?
Dark horse? You mean underdog?
I didn't even catch that. Good call.
Unbiased aggression will not stand.
I'm a Boston fan. What can I say? I mean, you guys,
That's fair. Yeah.
My dark horse is going to be the Sabres of Buffalo because Buffalo's got that mojo working right now. So we're gonna call them the dark horses to come out of the East.
All right, there you go.
Buffalo. Wow.
Drew, anything final for Scott here?
Yeah, I'm just curious, Scott. What do you think? Again, what do you think is going to really be the biggest impact that we'll see as a part of this?
COVID.
In terms of. Okay. Next question. What do you think? What do you think about the changes they've made to the marketing aspect of the game to help offset some of the COVID losses?
I don't like them. Naming divisions. I told you last week. Get the fuck out of here with that. Along with the logos on the helmet, I'm not for it. I'm traditional. In fact, they should go back to not wearing helmets, just skating around out there helmetless.
Helmetless. All right. Well, there you go.
But Scott, don't the helmets look cooler?
Not with advertisements on them.
Wow. You were such a grumpy old man, bro. Why you
Goddamn
gotta-
right. I'm all about the traditionalist. You see me wearing a throwback jersey. Shit.
So, Scott, I'm going to give you a would you rather here.
Okay.
Would you rather have a normal hockey season, 82 games, regular divisions, all that jazz, but we have to deal with that motherfucker gritty, or this current COVID pandemic season with no gritty?
I want all the gritty, so give me 2,000 games if it means gritty is
Yeah.
around for all 2,000 of them.
Sorry,
You
Scott.
say
I don't
that
mean
you're
to
a
jump.
hockey
I don't
expert?
mean to jump in here, but why is there hate for gritty? Like,
I
can
have
somebody
no idea. I
explain
won't
that to
stand
me?
for this aggression.
Oh,
Drew.
he's literally the
Yeah,
worst thing to
this
ever
is
happen to hockey. Are you
Gritty,
kidding me?
or why is
you
gritty the
talking
worst?
about?
Can
He's
somebody
the
put
greatest.
Drew on
about?
timeout?
Gritty made Philly relevant.
Drew. Well, okay. So your complaint then is that he's from Philly. If you're saying if Gritty was the mascot of any other team, you would love him, but because it's Philadelphia, you hate him. Is that what you're saying?
No,
It'd
if
probably
that's
be
his
different.
rationale, he's got a point because fuck Philadelphia. But
Yeah.
I love gritty.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. If that's what you're going with, then yes, I'm okay
then,
with
then
saying
I
that.
can co-sign.
But you can't blame
Philadelphia
Gritty.
fans are the worst.
They are.
Literally.
You can't blame Gritty. You don't choose where you're born, man. That's where the dude was born. He calls that place home. You can't fault him for that. Don't blame
Born?
Gritty.
Are you kidding me?
That's true. Gritty wasn't
That
born.
thing was made in a test tube from all the runoff from the sperm donor banks in Philly, combined with a little bit of cheesesteak, and then all of this stank inside of the goaltenders' pads in the
I
Philly
won't
locker
stand
room.
for this gritty.
That's where
aggression.
Gritty came
Yeah,
from.
this
During
is
my
Born
segment.
my
This
asshole.
is terrible. Scott, shut this shit down on Drew. First he makes
Seriously,
fun of
get the
people
fuck
crying.
outta here.
You make fun of people crying and then you make fun of Gritty? What is wrong with who stole your heart? What is wrong with you, Drew?
I'm from Detroit. What do you want, man?
I guess if my hockey team was complete dog shit, I'd be upset too. That's right, Avs, baby! Taking the title.
How many
Tonight
cups
is
you
just
got, bro?
one game on the way to the cup. One game on the way to the cup. That's right.
I think that's a perfect way to end this
Gritty.
week's segment.
Gritty 24, baby.
Gritty piece of shit.
Scott, thank you as always. You are the
If
best.
they stay in hockey, let's do that hockey.
You goddamn welcome.
Thank you for doing that, Hockey. I appreciate you, man. Let's get into our next segment here because it is time, everybody, for us to find the music. First of all, that's the first thing we got to do is find the music. And I can't find the music. Oh man, can I tell you guys how much easier it was to do all the sound cues when I wasn't talking? Like, it was fantastic. Joe had
I mean,
it
you
so
could,
easy.
you could stop anytime, and I think the fans would be happy with it.
I don't know. We got some feedback last week. People were like, I kind of miss Mike laughing at this. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Glue guy
Look,
right
well,
here.
look,
Glue guy holding
Big
it all
locker room
together.
guy. Big locker room guy.
I was gonna say, who said that? Because I mean, wouldn't us? Wouldn't
There
your
was-
wife,
There was
wouldn't your kid? I mean,
there was comments, bro. People miss this guy. All right.
okay. So when we trace those back to your IP on a burner phone, then what? You really want to go that route?
Yeah, I
the
do.
episode was beep bop booping everywhere with the robotic C3PO over here.
It was kind of cool though. It maybe like it kind of gave me that like claymation feel.
Yeah, little bit. It was very early South Park last week. That's what
Yeah.
last week was. All right, let's get into Hot Takes Barbecue. We're gonna grill up some hot takes. We asked our friends at Belly Up to provide some hot takes, and then some listeners also chimed in on Twitter as well. So let's get right into it because we got a lot of them. There was like 8 hot takes that we had come through. The first one, we're coming right out of the gate with a fiery take. This one is from @TylerReed93. Tyler is he's the Hornets and Braves beat writer for Belly Up, so he's near and dear to Scott's heart. He said jersey numbers shouldn't be retired. Hashtag Hot Takes BBQ. Whew, no jersey numbers, doesn't matter the sport, no jersey number should be retired. Scott, since he's the Braves beat writer, let's go to you first. How hot is this take?
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Mr. Reed because there's plenty of Braves numbers that should be retired, but in general, I think this is well done because the whole jersey retiring thing I think is kind of silly. Maybe if you have a couple per sport where the whole sport recognizes it, but when you have it on individual teams, you run into that dumbass shit with, I don't know, Miami having Dan Marino's number retire or Jordan's number retired, or then you could be the Yankees where you're running out of numbers because you've retired everybody's fucking number. So I actually think this is a really well done take. Get rid of the jerseys because there's a way to honor the guys that played for your team, without retiring the number.
Yeah, well, that's true. And Scott chiming in saying almost positive that Scott wants 23 retired in all sports. And I
absolutely 100% correct. 23 should not be worn by anyone.
Nobody
That's
should wear that.
neither here nor there.
Drew, how spicy is this take?
I mean, I think, man, it's a hot take because it drives great conversation. I do think it's interesting, though, because we were just talking about the Braves right now. Do we know what happened on January 14th decades ago with the Braves?
No, I don't.
Ted Turner became the CEO. So it marks a really big moment in Atlanta Braves history. So yeah, we're on the cusp of, again, a wonderful anniversary, something that only happens once a year.
Big day that January 14th.
Yeah.
I miss Ted Turner so much.
By the way, Clarence Carter is celebrating his 85th birthday tomorrow. Clarence Carter.
Yes, bless his soul.
Oh,
yes,
love
and see,
Clarence
Matt
Carter.
Barr coming in and backing me up because 42 being retired in baseball is elite. Now that's what I'm talking about. If you have certain numbers that are retired across the one sport, then that's fine.
42 span more than just sport, but I think this is a super hot take. Whether you want to say this is a 1 on the scale because I like my meat wriggling around still before I put my A1 on it, or you go completely broiled, grilled to a crisp, this is a hot motherfucking take.
What kind of 4-year-old is still using A1 on their steak, though, is the real question.
Patrick Mahomes. Cam. Yeah. No, he uses ketchup. Cam, how hot is this take for you?
I feel like it is a pretty hot take. I'm gonna agree with Drew on this one because mainly the jersey symbolizes like what they meant to the franchise and everything like that. So I think I can also side with Scott here. I mean, there's only so many jerseys you can retire because the Yankees have all these fucking jerseys retired. They're running out of numbers to give out to people. So I agree in that sense. But I mean, jersey symbolizes something. It's what I as a kid wanted to pick out my jersey based on my favorite player who wore that number. So it just goes in the line with that. So I think it's a pretty hot take. I think the jersey makes the athlete. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the athlete makes the jersey. Excuse me, the athlete makes.
I agree. I also I like the idea of not retiring numbers. I do agree with Scott. Just retire big time numbers across the entire sport. But there's something to be said. Have a ring of honor, and you can honor players that way, but you don't have to retire their number. You don't necessarily have to say nobody can get this, because I also think, as much as I hate the Cowboys, I like that 88 is the jersey number for their top wide receiver, right? That's a cool tradition, and you get
no, back up, because I like when they give 88 to somebody who they expect to be the top receiver, and then his butt cheeks, and they look like fucking morons. That's actually the best part.
Yes, that's fair. That's a fair assessment there. All right.
Speaking of butt cheeks, Matt Stanton, breaking news here. God, I hope this isn't another Woj bomb coming up, but the New England Patriots are going to retire number 69 for Rob Gronkowski. Would love to see that.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I mean, that's something we shouldn't joke about. We should take it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, best of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. He would giggle so much about that. All right,
Oh
let's
my god, yeah, it'd be amazing.
next hot take comes from at
Make the Patriots relevant again.
P.
Yeah, that's
Ainsworth 512. This is Parker Ainsworth. Parker is a writer for Belly Up. He's a co-host of the Effin' Sports podcast here on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. He said, we need an hashtag Nick NFL game every weekend of football season. Hashtag Hot Takes BBQ. I'm going to jump in here 100%. They definitely need to do this. Now, I'm very pissed that I didn't get to watch it because it wasn't available on my streaming service. Drew will complain about that in a little bit here.
Bullhorn.
Here's what I like about this. I like the fact that this is bringing in kids. Like, there were 2 million viewers. You got kids who, first of all, it gives dads an excuse to watch football, but be like, no, it's for the kids because it's Nickelodeon. Like, but really, you're just getting to watch football. So I'm all in on this. It's a great take, and I agree 100% with it. Drew, you're disagreeing?
All right, I'm jumping in here. This is bullshit. Once again, you're showing your soft dad side. Like, when it's Sunday, when it's Saturday, and you need to watch your game, like, you watch your game. You work hard all week to put clothes on their back, food on their table, and a roof over their house. They can give you a goddamn 3.5 hours to watch a football game. Furthermore, when I have a backdoor cover beat my ass, I don't want to see any motherfucking green slime coming on the field and everyone traipsing around like it's the motherfucking Rugrats again. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's cute in games that don't matter, like the one they broadcast this weekend. But like,
It was a playoff game.
Get
How
outta
is that
here.
a game that doesn't matter?
That game was decided before the kickoff.
I'm sorry,
That game
right?
was decided before the kickoff.
Thank
Are
you,
you kidding
Cam.
me?
It's still
Thank you, Cam.
It's
The Bears
still
are
Thank you.
awful.
It's still a playoff game. Like a game.
Meaningless playoff
With
game.
motherfucking Mitch
Meaningless
Trubisky
one.
behind center. Are you kidding me right now?
Meaningless playoff game, Mike.
Meaningless.
Cam, do you agree with this hot take? We need a Nickelodeon NFL game every weekend.
I do agree with you, Mike. I think that it definitely needs to happen because it brings, like you said, it brings in kids to the sport. And I think the commentators were actually the kid commentators were actually really entertaining, despite the Cordero Patterson dropping what the fuck on the live, on the live TV. So I actually think that it's a great exposure to kids for the sport and gets people involved. And again, I like your point there, Mike. So I'm gonna side with you and go. This is a good take.
Thank you, Cam. Appreciate that, and appreciate you getting my name right. Scott, what do you think? How's this one rate for you?
I think this is a very excellent take, 100% on board, but I'm going to take it a step further. Nickelodeon is owned by Viacom. We should open it up to all of the stations that Viacom owns. So could you imagine all of the NFC East games being on Comedy Central? I could. And then
Because the NFC East is a joke, right?
yes, thank you, Cam. Thank you for taking that to its logical conclusion. But to take it a step further, imagine all those Patriots fans who, I don't know, this week's game is on BET. Imagine the conundrum when they're like, man, I really want to watch the Patriots game this week, but it's on BET. See, this is the type of thing that I want. So, yes, definitely have games on Nickelodeon, but open it up to all of Viacom. Throw games on TV Land. Nobody wants to watch Seahawks games. Throw them on TV Land. All of NFC East on Comedy Central. But definitely Patriots games on BET.
That's even a hotter take. I like that one so much more. All right, this next one comes from @BellyUpKev. Kev is one of the co-hosts of the Corner Booth podcast. He also hosts. There's a new podcast that he launched, Tailgate on the Quad. The only downside with Kevin is he's an Alabama fan, so you gotta kind of deal with that. But thanks to Notre Dame's backdoor cover, he did man up and do a Kong Bong with a seltzer on their most recent Corner Booth podcast. So shout out to Kevin for that one. But Belly Up Kev says trading for Deshaun Watson wouldn't make the Dolphins any better in 3 years than they would be with Tua and the picks. Hashtag Hot Takes BBQ. Cam, I'm going to start with you, man. You seem plugged in here. So if the Dolphins trade and get Watson, do you think they're better off with Watson or better off sticking with Tua and keeping those picks?
I think you need to build around Tua. I really think you have. I think you can draft Devonta Smith maybe at 3. Get him with Devontae Parker when he's fully healthy. Mike Gesicki. They're building something with that offense. And I don't think they should trade it all away for Deshaun Watson right now. I think Deshaun Watson obviously is a better quarterback, a more proven quarterback. Tua had his rookie mistakes and hiccups, of course, that all rookie quarterbacks do, except for, Joe Burrow. Shut up, Mike.
That's right. Thank you.
Yep. But so I think
Excuse
that
me,
they're
he
better.
wasn't talking to you.
But I think the Texans, or excuse me, the Dolphins are better off keeping Tua and seeing what they got with that. And so I think that cutting the plug too early and getting rid of that draft pick, giving the Texans back their previously owned draft pick, which they traded in the Laramie Tunsil deal, I think they should hold on to Tua.
Good old gas mask Laramie Tunsil. Whew, I miss that guy. Scott, what do you think? You think this is a hot take from Kev?
No, I think this is a cold take, and the reason is because hell no. I love Deshaun Watson, but I ain't trading all the draft capital that they need. Like, the Dolphins are finally where you got to get more than 1 year to see what you got out of Tua. And worst case scenario, Tua kind of sucks for the next couple of years, or he's just all right. But then you've got all these other guys surrounded, and then all you need to do is pluck that right piece and put them right in there, and you're off and running. But in the meantime, don't give up the capital that then you can't do anything around Watson. Then you're just Houston light.
Okay, so you agree with what he said then, because you forgot apparently what the take was. Because
No.
the take was trading for Deshaun Watson would not make the Dolphins any better in 3 years than if they kept Tua and the picks.
Oh yeah, I fucked that one. Up,
I don't know, Scott. It was confusing. I was ready to comment and say this take is garbage because, like, we all know there's one quarterback in the league that is basically going to dominate the Super Bowl for the next 10 years.
Joey B.
And so whatever you do, see, now you ruined it when you jump in with your dumbass answer like that, Mike. Come on, I was trying to lead you into it, but you spoiled it halfway through.
You did lead me into it.
Patrick Mahomes is going to win all the trophies. Everyone else can just take a second, take a seat. Take a second chair.
Sorry, man. It happens to me a lot. I shoot
It's okay.
I shoot a little early. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It happens, man. We've all been there.
All right, let's go to our next hot take. This one comes from @SportsStove, the Sports Stove podcast, one of the other podcasts here on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. They said Julius Randle is a top 12 player in the NBA. # Hot Takes Barbecue. Drew, you are our
False.
NBA expert, Drew, so let's go to you first. Julius Randle, a top 12 player in the NBA.
See, this is where I get confused though, because I'm pretty sure he's not playing with LeBron right now, right? They traded him. I'm pretty sure he's not playing with LeBron, and he's not in Brooklyn with KD. So I don't think he's in the NBA, because those are the two teams that compete for the Larry O'Brien trophy. And so how could he be a top 12 player if he's not, in the running for that championship? It just doesn't. I don't know. That take doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to say it's Freezer.
I will say that Julius Randle is a top 12 player on whatever team he is currently on.
That's a great take.
Yeah, that's what the take should have been.
That's a great take.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew, you can be a great player on a shitty team like Julius Randle is. I mean, like you can. It doesn't. I mean.
Well, no, I get that, but as
I'm
far
legit
as I
curious.
know,
Where the fuck is Julius Randle?
as far as I know, the
Knicks.
NBA contracted today.
He's on the Knicks.
He's definitely one of the top 12 players in the Knicks, Scott. He's definitely one of the top 12 players in the Knicks.
Dude, he's not even one of the top 12 best basketball players in the city of New York. Like, I can go to Rucker Park and find 12 guys better than him.
Damn, that is a hot take right
Get at me, Julius Randle.
Damn.
Come at me.
Drew, I want to ask you, Drew, since you are the NBA expert and you are disputing that Julius Randle is a top 12 player in the NBA, can you please name me 12 NBA players?
LeBron James.
One.
Oh God, now I'm drawing all the blanks here. No. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving.
2.5.
You got what do you mean 2.5?
Kyrie Irving is like MIA. Pretty sure he retired and just didn't tell anybody.
He thinks the Earth
Fine.
is flat. He don't count.
Yeah, he doesn't count. Anthony Davis, Giannis.
5.
Who you got here? I'm pretty sure JJ Redick's bitch ass is still around there throwing up threes.
And you're already going to JJ Redick? All right, we're done.
He went to JJ Redick.
I just like to talk shit about JJ Redick any chance I get.
Sure.
Yeah. Shit. Okay,
He's like popular college basketball player from the last 2 years.
It's not even that. Like, I had like a list. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just hit all the stars from all the teams. Zion,
7.
Williamson.
You didn't even hit the best white guy yet. You didn't hit Luka. Come on, man.
Don't
Luka
give him
Doncic,
any.
I don't know about that guy.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
give you Luka. That's 8. You're at 8.
That bitch ass hero down there in Miami who keeps getting turned down by IG bundles even to this day. Let's see here. Chris Paul is still somehow balling, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Steve Nash, only because watch.
He's a coach.
No, he's gonna get minutes this year. I guarantee you. There will be a situation where they're in the same bucket
puts
as
himself
Rivers 76ers, and he's like, nah, fuck this then. And he's like, he rips off his suit in like a Superman thing, and then goes out and somehow still gets a double-double. He don't get 10 points, but he still gets somehow 10 assists and 10 steals and gets himself a double-double.
So I just want to point out, in Drew's first 12 NBA players named, it was LeBron and then a long blank. He couldn't come up with much after LeBron. He went to Kyrie early, which fine, Kyrie is still technically there,
Yeah.
even though he hasn't played for like 5 games. He also named Tyler Hero, who he only knows because Hero shoots his shots at Instagram models and gets shot down when he's 20 years old. JJ Redick, and then Steve Nash, who is not a player. So there you go. That's how.
Hey, Mike, name 12 PGA golfers. Go.
Bryson DeChambeau, Jason Kokrick.
Tiger Woods.
No, challenge. That's fake.
Jason
You made that
Kokrick
one up.
is 100% a
went
PGA
to
golfer.
Xavier.
He went to Xavier. I golfed against him in high school.
Hey, Mike,
I tried to
Mike,
cheat
whose
him.
side you on over here, huh? We're trying to get Scott in a
sure.
lie,
Sorry.
Mike.
My
God
bad.
damn it, bitch.
I forgot.
You are fake news, sir. Also, Matt Stanton pointing out, since we started this, he said, I'm not kidding, Julius Randle literally made 3 baskets since we started this conversation, and he just blocked Kevin Durant at the rim. So there you go. Maybe it's not maybe it's not that crazy of a take.
Me and 12 other guys from the Rucker will take him.
All right, no, but all right. So real talk here. I want to know, how long does this Harden, Kyrie, KD thing last?
Oh, let's say that.
This shit's actually
It's already
gonna last?
over.
Let's
It's
say
already
that.
over.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for motherfucker of the week because Cam's got feelings about that. So we'll
my
save
bad.
that.
All right, my
yeah,
bad.
we'll save that one. Let's get into it.
I'm sorry, I didn't do any prep this week because I know Cam had it handled. So
Cam
I
did
just
it
kinda
all.
came
Cam
in,
put this show together. It's been fantastic.
Exactly.
Let's move on to our next hot take. This one comes from @JHunt006. Jeff Hunt, he's the host of Jeff Needs Sports. He said, #Hot Takes Barbecue. Allen actually had a better QB year than Mahomes! ! I hope Robert Taylor is still listening. Scott, what do you think of this hot take?
Who is better than Patrick Mahomes? I missed that part.
Allen.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, nice. Good one. Jeez, I'm gonna have to go with no. Nobody's better than the Mulatto Miracle. So no.
Cam, you're very up to date on your stats. Is this correct?
Considering what Patrick Mahomes has around him, I mean, Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs now, which is a really good, like, he led the league in receptions and touchdowns and everything, but Mahomes has significant depth at wide receiver. He's got dual threat running backs and stuff. I think, given the situation, I think Josh Allen, without Josh Allen, the Bills are absolutely nothing, and without Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are absolutely nothing. That goes without saying. But stats-wise, I think Josh Allen did have the better year. than Patrick Mahomes.
Cam, I'm gonna call false because I actually don't think that the Chiefs are absolutely nothing without Mahomes. Mahomes is hands down the best quarterback in the NFL. But without him, they're still like a middling, like 8-8 team probably if you put averages. Right, yeah. But without Allen for the Bills, that team is sunk. They're absolute shit.
I'll say Cam hit it on the head there when he said that Stephon Diggs was number one. And honestly, before Diggs came over to Buffalo, in Minnesota, he was good, but we wouldn't talk about him as top tier wide receiver talent either.
He was an Adam Thielen's shadow, basically.
Well, right. He was the deep threat to Thielen underneath. So, he's not really that guy that you're going to go to be a game breaker every week in and out. I think this is a solid take, man. People want to disrespect Josh Allen in Buffalo for what he's done, but he put that team on his back though and carried them.
Can we do a wellness check on Robert Taylor though?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous that he hasn't. I feel like he's just
and he's still listening.
He's not taking the bait. But there are people in the chat, Matt Barr and Matt Stanton, who are saying that this isn't a good take only because it's just factual. Matt Barr is saying Mahomes had 13 dropped interceptions this season. Matt Stanton saying it's just factual information. Doesn't mean he's a better player historically, but this season he was better. And Tyson, with probably the best take as it relates to Josh Allen, he said Josh Allen's a real gym rat, pure passer, real student of the game. So many intangibles. He can make all the throws. And X Factor. I mean, that analysis right there as it relates to Josh Allen, 100% accurate.
Josh Allen means more to his team than Patrick Mahomes does.
What the shit, Tyson? What'd I do to you, man?
Yeah, Drew's getting impeached by Tyson over here.
I even added you on Facebook this week. Dick.
All right, here's another hot take. This one from @AndrewFoltz76. Our good friend Andy Foltz said, the Bengals will be better than the Steelers next season. #hot takes. And for that one, I would say, abso-fucking-lutely. You goddamn right they will be, because Joe Burrow is going to be back. They're going to get an offensive line around him. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, MVP. Joe Burrow, Super Bowl MVP. The Bengals break the playoff curse. They make it to the Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow leads them to the promised land, and then they carry him off the field on their shoulders. Next hot take. Anybody else want to jump on that one? Because I feel like I covered that one. I'm pretty. That's pretty accurate. It's a great take.
Well, Scott, I think that the Steelers really have. I think the Steelers have a lot of free agents that need to be. They're kind of like the Lightning in the scenario where they have a lot of free agents and no cap space. So I mean, yet they still find out how to make it work. Big Ben's gonna retire. I think after this year, he's gonna finally call it quits because God, he looked awful in that playoff game against Cleveland. But I think, to
be fair, Cam, he's always looked awful. He's an ugly motherfucker.
Oh, he is an ugly.
He really
is
is.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
Where does he rank on, like, in terms of the best looking quarterbacks? Is Roethlisberger? If you had is he number 32? Is he the worst looking NFL quarterback?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go all time because I was like, obviously
Terry
just
Bradshaw.
Current.
I was thinking you were talking about just Super Bowl.
Gardner Minshew's number one in my books. That mustache.
Oh,
Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. He's still at the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
he's an ugly dude.
He is a really ugly dude.
Drew, you got something on this one?
This take is basically frozen tuna because we all know the reality of the matter, right? Like, look, this year is this year and it's all fine and good, but we know there's a quarterback coming out in the draft this next season that is going to change the game and honestly continue to do what's been done before and revolutionize the sport, put a franchise on his back and just take over. And so, honestly,
I can't believe you've done so much research on Zach Wilson. That's amazing. Good for you.
I thought he was talking about Ian Book for a second.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's
Ian Book. My boy Cam. See, I knew I liked this kid because you're absolutely right. Ian Book can come in. He's going to flip it upside down, and he's going to take whomever drafts him and is lucky enough to get him in the third round to the Super Bowl, baby.
What if he's drafted by the Patriots? How would you feel?
Oh, my God. I'd be so excited. I would buy a jersey.
Wow.
I'm still waiting for a quarterback from Notre Dame to not suck ass that's not named Montana.
Wow.
What the shit do I care what they do in the NFL? I want them in college games, Scott. I mean, Mike.
You guys are dicks. You're such dicks. All right, let's go to this next hot take. This one comes from our good friend Biscuit @BiscuitMan. He said, if the game is close going into the fourth quarter, the Cleveland Browns can beat the Chiefs, and they will. Going out on a limb and taking an extra step to saying they will do it. Drew, you reacted first. How hot is this take?
Man. Are they still gonna have half their team out with COVID situations? Because I'm pretty sure that's what got them to win this last week. I don't know how else to explain it, but man, I know that defense is nasty. Ooh, that's all right. It's definitely a hot take. This shit is on fire. I mean, we're talking napalm in the Vietnamese jungle hot right here with this one. I will agree that if it is close in the fourth quarter, Cleveland's going to pull this one out somehow, because I could see that, right? Like, you get late in the game, you're in the fourth quarter, like, holy shit, we could fucking do this. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, Andy Reid's having a heart attack because he hasn't had a cheeseburger in 20 minutes. And so I can see that happening. I just don't know how they make it through 45 minutes of football to get to that point.
I mean, their cornerbacks are absolutely ass, and you have one of the fastest wide receivers in the league in Tyreek Hill, and then you have Travis Kelce. I mean, Cleveland needs to.
Oh, you know what, Cam? This is what they do. They just kind of they whisper in what's his name's ear. They'll be like, "Hey, by the way, your kid's sneaking out watching TV after curfew," and then he'd be so mad he would flip his shit and go, commit another crime that he gets off for because he's a football player, and then that's how the Browns win.
Drew, rumor has it that Tyreek Hill is so fast that Child Protective Services can't even catch him. So, I mean, it's...
He's like the Flash. He'd be in and out too quick to even make it.
God damn, Cam!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Appreciate that, bro. All I'm saying is, don't forget
slid that one right the fuck in there.
Don't forget that motherfucking asshole broke a small child's arm and didn't give a shit about it.
Go
Yet
Browns.
somehow he's still
Go
playing
Browns.
football.
Go Browns.
Right.
How long were you holding on to that one, Cam?
I saw it on Twitter, and I thought I was going to use it here, so
Oh, don't give away that you took it from Twitter. Just claim it as your own. Fuck that.
Twitter's the public domain,
credit where
man.
credit's due.
Yeah, don't give Twitter credit. That was yours, Cam, and it was fire. I liked it.
All right, so let's rein this in a little bit. I like this take. I like the take because it gets bold at the end. That's what makes this a really good take, is that he says, and they will win. And the problem is, I don't think it's going to be close. That's the problem there. I don't feel like the game is going to be close. I hate to say that for Cleveland fans, but I don't see it being a close game. You can't really slow down Mahomes. Robert Taylor actually asked me earlier this week, what's the score? If you're a Browns fan, what's the score that you're like, okay, we got this, it's done? And I feel like Browns fans showed last week that they will never say that the game is in hand until it's over. Like, Browns fans are so jaded and so hurt by what's happened to them in the past that they will never, ever admit that they've got a game in hand. So
They're still not convinced they won last week.
The game's still going on, actually.
Right. Like, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and, look, all the fat ladies in Cleveland are asleep because it's cold and it's night. It's wintertime. Also, Robert Gronkowski had a special message for the Tampa Bay Lightning heading into the game tonight, and the best part about it is that he has his hair dyed orange and tipped, just like every middle school motherfucker ever before.
wow.
He's gone full Tampa Bay, and this is why I love and respect Rob Gronkowski.
Good old Gronk. All right, we got one more hot take for you guys. This one comes from @Staka, bruh. I don't know.
I'm glad
Weird.
You didn't ask me about that Chiefs one.
Well, I knew how that one was gonna go, Scott. So I figured we just.
Yeah, I mean, because you could be up goddamn 20-10
Breeze.
in the fourth fucking quarter, and it doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
That's why I was trying to save you from it, Scott. I was trying to save you, man. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. This one's from a guy with a weird Twitter handle. Can we all agree that yellow mustard is a fucking trash condiment and mayo is 100 times better on burgers? #hot take. Wow. Cam, how hot is this
Mustard's
take?
ass. Yeah, that mustard's ass. I hate mustard. Mayonnaise all the way on burgers. That
Did Cam just
I'm
go?
hoping that Cam just got his mic cut for that
Cam, I'm
bullshit.
sorry. There's something wrong with your internet. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, wait, Drew, did you mute Cam? Did you
Fuck
mute
yeah.
Cam?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm with Drew on this one. Cam's got to be muted.
Seriously, dude?
Wait,
Mustard's
hang on.
ass.
I don't think he's necessarily wrong. Yellow mustard is the worst of the mustards. Like
That's
if
true.
you're going mustard,
That I could agree with.
so mustard, yellow, and this take specifically called out yellow mustard, saying it's fucking trash. I don't hate that. I kind of agree that yellow mustard is trash because even if I have to choose mustards, I'm going brown mustard or spicy mustard, ballpark mustard before I go yellow. Like yellow is the last mustard I would pick, and mayo on a burger. But here's where I have a problem with this take.
Yeah,
Mayo
so
on a burger, it's okay. Barbecue sauce on a burger, that's
Is
where it's
bomb.
fucking at.
Yes.
That's the way to do it.
100%.
Scott, you are looking confused, shook, angry.
Fucking white people with your condiment takes. Like, I mean, honestly, mayonnaise is fine, whatever, but you're not putting mayonnaise on a burger by itself. And yellow mustard, it's good. Like, I mean, it's just one of the other mustards. I get not liking mustard, but to say you're gonna put mayonnaise on a burger without anything else or in place of mustard, like, I love mayo with mustard, but I'm not about to put it on there by itself.
See, my buddy Scott. here gets
Undercover
me on
brother
this. He
taught me how much
understands. Yeah,
y'all
exactly.
love fucking mayo. So I mean, I guess
There's a reason it's the saying is y'all white as mayonnaise. So you know,
Right.
Scott, I get you, man. You know, we come from that same background where you
But
understand. appreciate
real
mustard
quick
for what
though,
it is.
shout out to Scott for pointing out that brown mustard is the superior mustard.
Yes. Wait. Shout out to Scott. I believe I pointed that out as well. I literally just said that.
Bitch, I said shout out to Scott. I didn't
Oh,
stutter.
I thought you because Scott literally put it in the chat. Brown mustard is good. Yellow mustard is
No,
ass.
I meant you, Scott. Keep
Real,
up.
real Scott put that in the chat.
Hey, listen, Mike.
You're real Scott too. You just gotta
Sometimes
believe.
the Irish have a hard time following along. You know, it's okay. Just let it go. All right. Don't
fair.
get too upset about it. But while we're on the topic here, best mustard flavor go.
Ballpark.
Ballpark. Ah!
Look at that. Same brain.
That's so
Look
cute.
at that.
Oh, yeah, we
We
didn't
didn't-
even
Cam,
practice.
Cam,
that.
what you
Nope.
got?
Spicy mustard.
Spicy. Ooh.
What do you
I'm
got,
gonna go
Drew?
here, and this is a underdog, not a dark horse. Horseradish mustard.
What?
Yeah.
Horseradish
Really?
mustard? What
Yeah.
kind of
You throw
abomination
that on
is
a
that?
deli sandwich, like, oof, man, that
Ooh,
makes it all
okay.
pop.
You
All
got
right.
some. You
All
got
right.
some like.
Hold on a second. I'm not taking mustard advice from somebody who doesn't like gritty. Next question.
Hey, no. See, that's bullshit. Because
No,
it's
it's
one
not.
thing. It's one thing to not
Factual.
like gritty. That would be a fair statement if you said I didn't like grits.
What?
I don't know. I don't know
Who's
what's
gonna stop
happening.
drinking?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
What does my like of gritty have to do with my culinary flavor and
It
sophistication?
means I can't take your opinion for shit because you don't like gritty. So whatever comes after your mouth, out of your mouth after I don't like gritty, I don't care.
You know what? Fine.
This has been.
I don't need your approval.
This has been Hot Takes Barbecue. Thank you to everybody at Belly Up that sent us in some hot takes, as well as the listeners that fired in some hot takes for us as well. Robert Taylor saying just call it Dijon mustard. What the fuck kind of preppy world do you think we live in calling it Dijon mustard? Hey, Robert Taylor's over here. You can tell he's in California because he's like, it's called Grey Poupon, fellas. Okay, get
He's
it
the
right.
motherfucker who's still
Yeah.
pulling up next to people at the stoplights
Yeah.
asking if they have Grey Poupon.
You know, this motherfucker right here is probably one that would hang out with Benedict Arnold. Who, by the way, did you guys know that tomorrow is Benedict Arnold's birthday?
I did fucking know that.
Happy birthday,
That's crazy,
Benedict
right?
Arnold.
Happy
Also,
birthday, Benedict Arnold.
14 is just an iconic day.
let's
apparently.
wrap a
It
couple
really
of these
is.
up. LL Cool J, happy birthday tomorrow. LL Cool
That's
J.
right.
You are.
But honestly, though, Benedict Arnold's birthday being this week, that's kind of ironic.
It kind of
is
makes
kind of
sense, right?
ironic.
It does. I mean, history knew what was coming.
Jeff Tate, lead singer of Queensryche. Happy birthday to you, Jeff Tate, tomorrow. Just a lot of birthdays tomorrow. Very
A lot of stuff going on.
Very good
a big
day
week.
tomorrow. Also, here's one. Carl Weathers. Happy 73rd birthday tomorrow. Carl Weathers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
One of my
absolutely.
favorites. Just
I go with Grief Karga from fucking Mando, baby. Grief Karga.
Faye Dunaway. Happy birthday, Faye Dunaway tomorrow. Just beautiful lady. Just January 14th. Just
And
You
that's why
stuttered
his
there.
wife doesn't listen.
Lady.
That gal. Hey, Scott, have we hit 100 comments yet? Is it time for that Kong bomb?
We have not hit 100
we
comments
absolutely have.
No, we have not hit 100 comments. I did not see the thing, but I'll do one anyways. I don't care.
It's at 140. Like, where the hell have you been?
Oh, really? We're way over?
How do you see that? Mike, how do you know? Where's that number?
It just
Right up
pops
in the
up.
fucking corner. We have 140 comments and 15 shares.
Oh, shit. Wow. Well,
The corner of what?
who is it?
The damn page?
Scott's watching the feed. He's watching the Facebook feed. He's one of the
Oh, I'm
viewers.
watching it. Oh, you know what? I'm full screen. Maybe I can't see it.
Yeah, dumb.
Goddamn Zuckerberg. Motherfucker piece of shit.
Ryan from Around for the Weekend, he just put in comment just to help us get even higher. I didn't see the message. Normally the message pops up and it's like, hey, you've reached 100 comments. I never saw that. Although I wasn't really paying attention to the comments as much as I should have because I've actually been able to talk this week. It's been a really nice feeling to
Yeah,
be
and
able
our
to.
fans are so happy for it.
You son of a bitch. Are you doing a Kong bong with me, Drew? Are you
Yes,
going to do one
sir.
with me? All right. What do you
Which, by
Kong?
the way, I still contend these things are definitely dishwasher safe.
They are
My
not.
sticker hasn't even fallen off yet.
They are not dishwasher safe. They're foam insulated. If you put it in the dishwasher, it will ruin the foam. Maybe not right away, but eventually that is going to ruin the foam.
Can you guys just fucking bong and shut the hell up?
No.
Jesus.
Also, Scott, when are you going to come pick up your bong so that you can do one with us? What is up with that? Why are you afraid to bong beers with
I
us,
was going to
Scott?
say, that's probably what it is. He's being too much of a bitch because he doesn't want to actually have to bong one.
I gotta drive 45 minutes and embarrass you fools more on this show. I feel like I'm doing you guys a favor.
Dick comment, bro. Also,
Well, but see, but to that point, Mike, you embarrass us every week anyway, so that's really not different.
yeah, I was gonna
just
say
don't-
I normally embarrass the show, so why? I mean,
This
let's
is
just.
the first week we saved Drew from reading a soccer story nobody cared about. So that's a good point.
Yet somehow I still get shit on for bringing up soccer all night long. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
but-
somebody definitely
you
did that.
have a brand, sir. You have a brand.
All right, we're
I'm proud
getting
of it.
close to those 1,000 followers on Twitter. Follow the show at Craft Bee Sports. We'll give away one of these Kong bongs. This is gonna be weird. Normally I do really crappy beer for this Kong bong, but this is a mango IPA, so this is probably
Oh,
gonna end up
Jesus.
You're
horribly
gonna
for me.
bong a mango IPA?
Look, man, it's what we
This
do
is gonna
here.
end horribly.
This is gonna end badly. It may just
All
go
right,
to a
so-
blank screen here. You might just see an empty
No,
speakeasy as I run
Scott,
off.
go ahead and bong your beer. I'll vamp while you do that, talking about how I signed up for Beer Drop today.
Okay,
It
fair
was
enough.
Absolutely awesome. So, was running out of craft beer at my house. Here he goes. Get it, Scott. Oh, there's an air bubble in the middle. That could hurt. Oh, he's taking like a champ though. Oh boy, look at that. Well done. But yeah,
Guys,
if
there's
you
not a
guys
lot
wanna
of
get some-
mango flavor when you bong it. It really
you just
ruins the
open that
mango
throat up.
flavor.
Who knew?
But does the mango help it go down smoother?
No, it really doesn't. Drew, go ahead and bong yours, and then we'll talk beer drop here.
Oh, I would love to talk Beer Drop because it was such a pleasurable experience signing up tonight.
All right, go ahead. What are you bonging here, Drew?
Well, I would say Busch Light, but I feel like I need to show it off because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the orange camo Busch Light. I don't know why, I don't know how, but somehow it tastes better in this can.
This is the man that hates gritty.
Yeah, you're right.
Orange Busch Light.
I love that the bong disappears into the green screen, but very well done, Drew. Super happy. Tyson saying,
Look, man, I don't explain why I am the way I am. It's just who I am.
You struggling to breathe. There was a great moment in the podcast too.
Ain't dead yet.
All right, Drew. Before you tell everybody about Beer Drop, let's do Motherfucker of the Week because I do want to get into this one. So it is time for the greatest drop in show history, the drop that everybody loves, the drop that I am super proud of, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk Motherfucker of the Week. Let's go to you first, Cam. Who is your Motherfucker of the Week?
So, as someone who has also put on some pandemic pounds / COVID curves,
Nice.
I'd like
Is
to
that what we're
thank-
calling them?
what's up? Yeah.
I like that better than me just being fat as shit.
Well, I've heard people say I put on the COVID-19, but I like the COVID curves way better. That's a way better
I do
term,
too.
Cam.
It's sexier.
Yeah, I put on the COVID curves, and I'd like to thank James Harden because representation matters here. And this man literally shows up in he shows up in his final game as a Houston Rocket in this blue jumpsuit and warms. I swear to God, he looks like a freaking Oompa Loompa out there. He is so fat now. He is eaten like a billion cheeseburger. He can't stop going to strip clubs. The guy is an absolute freaking mess. And to make matters worse, he just got traded to a team that has a psychopath on it and Kevin Durant is coming off an Achilles tear. So my motherfucker of the week is James Harden. Honorable mention Kyrie Irving, because fuck both of those guys. They're absolute douches, and they shouldn't all be allowed to play basketball in the same court together. So screw those guys. My motherfucker of the week is James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
I was
My favorite
surprised.
part is Kyrie Irving. The only minutes he's actually spent on the floor was when he was burning that sage around the outside.
Yes. He's
That was
also
the only time he was on the floor with the Nets this year.
He's unhappy with ownership. He's thinks the earth is flat. He's just a fucking psychopath. Like I don't know what to do with that guy. I think he should just. I mean, Scott said he retired already. So, I mean, I think that Kyrie Irving should just retire. Honestly,
Mail it in.
I like this choice for motherfucker of the week only because it literally, like last night, he plays like shit. They get beat really bad by the Lakers, and then Harden's like, yeah, this can't be fixed. Our team's garbage. This can't be fixed. And it's like, damn, bro, you're just gonna throw everybody under the bus just like that? Wow.
I quoted DeMarcus Cousins. It's been going on for a long time before that.
And DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins is the motherfucking voice of reason. Like, that tells you all you need to know right there.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
That's a true point.
what's wrong with him being the voice of reason?
Because
this motherfucker gets ejected every single game.
But it's
ain't
Boogie.
got no reason.
It's Boogie. Boogie's my man. Can I
I
ask
love
you guys?
Boogie, but he's nuts.
Can I ask you guys a question
Psychopath.
about this? If you're Brooklyn, all right, now we've already seen James Harden, KD, and Russ not be able to close one out. Do you think having James Harden, KD, and Kyrie is what helps close out a series? Like, I know you're in the East, but you still have to get through Giannis, and then you have to beat whoever comes out of the West that is still loaded. Like, from the Brooklyn side,
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't get you
understand
anywhere.
this trade. It doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't get you anywhere.
Personally, I think it's hilarious that it was once those three in Oklahoma City, then, things get broken apart. Then somehow Harden ends up back with Westbrook. That fails. Now he's like, you know what, though? I know that this time it'll work with Durant. Like, see, when it was all three of us, no. When it was just me and Westbrook, no. But this time, me and Durant, that was the ticket. That was the key to this whole thing. And it's totally going to work this time. We're good enough now. With Nash as the coach, like, can't be beat.
Or if you're
We had D'Antoni, Nash was a protege. That didn't work. But now we'll have the guy who learned from the guy. Everything.
You know what, Scott? You just hit the nail on the head. If we combine what you just said with what Drew said earlier, that Nash is also going to play and suit up, then yes, I would take Nash, Harden, and KD over KD, Harden, and Russ. That's
Until Harden comes out, running a campaign with McDonald's for that double quarter pounder with cheese, he fake as hell. I got nothing for him. Him and Kanye West might as well start a big three team together and just go that route. Like, he'd be better off there.
I think sticking to sports in regards to the net situation, all three of those guys are isolation scorers, and they trade away their entire bench. So I mean, they're motherfuckers of the week. Right there.
Here's the real question, and I want to ask this one specifically to Mike. Mike, how long until KD pulls a 23 and pops one of these motherfuckers in their face?
Oh man, has it?
I wasn't
it
asking
hasn't,
you.
Oh, sorry.
I was asking Mike.
The other Mike. Sorry.
How many times or how soon before KD pops somebody in the face?
Yeah.
Never. Have we seen how KD reacts to his Twitter beef? Like, he gets heat from Twitter fans and he creates burner accounts, so he ain't hitting nobody in the face. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, but he's older and wiser now.
He'll go on Twitter on one of his accounts and accidentally use his own to talk shit to him and then be like, my bad, I thought it was on my burner account. Like, I love KD, but he ain't gonna call nobody out to their face. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and you know what the best part about this is going to be is he's going to light us up because apparently the closed captions keep quoting us as saying Katie.
Yeah, Katie instead of KD.
I mean,
yeah,
he be acting like a
Kilo
Katie.
Delta.
He be acting like a Katie when it comes to drama around the team.
I will say, I got to give him some credit because when that story came out, was it like 2 years ago? I was like, that's bullshit. How do you fuck that up? What the hell? Having multiple Twitter accounts is actually harder than you would think. It is tricky, and yeah.
Oh shit, Drew! Since you're talking,
Motherfucker, you.
who you got as your motherfucker of the week, Drew?
Yeah, so like this is one where I really wish that I could take a quick shot of Stoli before I launch into this one because Hulu could eat all the motherfucking dicks, man. Are you kidding me? They come out here, they spend all this motherfucking money about Hulu has live sports. They pay all these athletes to have these motherfucking commercials about they have live sports. They can eat a fat motherfucking cock. They ain't got no live motherfucking sports. There is not a single live motherfucking sport show or game, match, event, whatever you want to call it, on their motherfucking platform. It is all fucking fake, broken, piece of shit. Terrible. I swear to fucking God, because it's either one of three things. What, do I need to swear less, Mike?
No, I'm laughing. I'm just counting. Here? No, I'm just counting. That's 6. That's at least 6 F-bombs.
Because the situation is either A, they motherfucking don't carry the channel because they got in a fight with Sinclair, and I'm gonna cancel their fucking ass because I can't watch the fucking NFL playoffs. Figure this motherfucking shit out. That's all anyone cares about with your fucking platform. Your live shows, your originals are shit. They motherfucking suck. I'd rather watch Freeform for free than your motherfucking original programming. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. 2, if you actually have a fucking sports thing on your network, you know what happens? The motherfucking thing is buffering all the goddamn fucking time. And you know when it happens? Right before someone fucking snaps the ball on 4th and 1 and decide to go for it. And it's like, oh, wait, pause, hold on, wait a minute. Let me get my app update from ESPN first or find it on fucking Twitter because your shit can't stream on the motherfucking biggest game of the goddamn weekend. What the fuck are you doing? And if those 2 things aren't enough, I can't remember the fucking third anymore. They don't either A, they don't have the fucking game, B, their shit don't work, or C, fuck you, Hulu, you're a piece of motherfucking shit. Oh, that's right, because if you are quote unquote fucking live, your bitch ass is 45 fucking seconds behind any other fucking network or platform in this motherfucking planet. I'm better off fucking streaming shit from fucking India to get it from the other side of the fucking planet, and then I can find out what's going on. I'm better off watching motherfucking cricket in Australia than trying to watch a fucking football game down the fucking street on your shit-ass platform. Are you fucking serious? I mean, I swear to God. And that is not even anything to compare with the fact when I try to turn on a live sporting event that I turned off downstairs, I went up upstairs and it says, hey, would you like to continue to watch the Bengals lose to the Steelers? And I say, no, I wouldn't like to continue to watch that. I'd like to watch it live. And they're like, cool, we'll throw you back to the top of the fucking broadcast 3 hours ago. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, Hulu, figure this shit out. This is why you're going to be irrelevant and replaced by everyone else in the fucking game once ESPN and Disney stop supporting your bitch ass. I swear to God, 18 fucking months from now, there will be no fucking Hulu Live. There will be no Hulu. Disney will absorb them into Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and get rid of all these useless motherfucking assholes trying to run this platform. 20 G's of people are going to be out of fucking jobs because they can't get this shit right. There's one thing keeping media content alive in this country, and it's live fucking sports. No one gives a shit about the Grammys, the fucking Oscars, fuck all these sitcoms, fuck all these shitty-ass soap operas. No one gives a shit about that crap. We'll find it online elsewhere. Live fucking sports is all you have, and local news. But you know what they don't do? They don't do motherfucking local news because they can't figure out that's where the cash is. Bitch, figure shit out with Sinclair. I don't give a fuck how much they're going to charge you. Get your shit right. Fix your fucking technology. Stream sports live, motherfucker, or stop airing those goddamn motherfucking commercials with Baker Mayfield's fucking fake ass body. Suck a dick.
I think I'm most disappointed, and I may have missed a couple in there, but I counted 49 F-bombs since you started, and I'm so disappointed that you came up one short. One short of 50.
Hey, Hulu, fuck you.
Motherfucker, you.
Scott, go ahead and follow that one up.
Nah, bitch. I know you ain't talking to me. I know you better be talking to yourself. I ain't following that shit. That's all you, Mike.
I'll follow. Drew, are you okay? Can we wait? Hang on. Before I go, Drew, are you okay? Are you good?
Look, man. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed. And it's funny too because we were texting earlier in the group text this week. I don't even honestly remember what set me off, but I said, "Oh no, that's what it was." I was like, "Look, hey, how about instead of an upper deck story or on deck story, I just cuss out Hulu?" And Mike's like, "Oh no," or I'm sorry, Scott's like, "Oh no, just do it. We're just gonna do motherfucker of the week." And I was like, "Okay, fine, that's whatever." All I know is my kids under 1.5 grades before I get called into a parent-teacher conference because my kids are swearing up a goddamn storm in school. Because, like, when shit like this happens, I lose my fucking mind. Like, I just don't... There's just no excuse. There's no excuse for this shit. Like, we are paying good money to get a service that, honestly, isn't that fucking hard to do. We did it at Fox Sports. It's not that hard. Figure this shit fucking out or quit. Just get out the game, brother.
Drew, you hide it well that you're you're just disappointed. Okay, I'm gonna let's go. Okay.
Motherfucker, you.
My motherfucker of the week is Drew. I'm gonna give Drew the motherfucker of the week. No,
I was too, but then I felt a little bit nervous about doing that.
I'm scared. I'm scared to give Drew motherfucker of the week. No, I'm going to give my motherfucker of the week to NFL owners. This was something that came out this week. There was a tweet that was put out by Matt Miller from his @NFL Draft Scout account. Now, I know people have issues with Matt Miller and there's problems, but here's what the tweet said. Been texting with an
Matt Barr certainly doesn't. I can promise you that.
Well, yeah, I know Matt Barr doesn't have any problems with him. He said, Matt Miller said, been texting with an NFL source this morning who thinks there's a very strong chance Eric Bieniemy isn't hired for a head coach opportunity this cycle. Cites concern about Reid's coaching tree and timing with Chiefs expected to make another Super Bowl run. What the fuck, man? So here's my issue with Eric Bieniemy being passed over for these specific reasons. If you want to say you don't trust him because he's got the best quarterback in the league, because Andy Reid calls a play, like whatever, okay, fine. I'm going to disagree with you, but fine. But to say that he's going to be passed over because there's distrust with the Andy Reid coaching tree, after the last 4 days on Twitter, all I've seen is people jerking off Andy Reid because his coaching tree is dominating the playoffs right now. They even went so far as to stretch it to say Kevin Stefanski, who started out as an assistant interim under Andy Reid at the Eagles, like they really stretch out this coaching tree, but they were jerking off the Andy Reid coaching tree to then say, well, there's questions about the Andy Reid coaching tree. At the same time, we'll hire the guy who folds jock straps for the Patriots because he was near Bill Belichick. Like the only Bill Belichick hire, the only coach from the Bill Belichick coaching tree that's worth any shit at the pro level is Brian Flores, and he's still kind of untested because we don't really know what we got there. Like Saban is the guy from the Bill Belichick coaching tree, but even he blew dick in the NFL. So like the fact that we are going to downplay Andy Reid's coaching tree while hiring anybody, like a special teams coordinator from Bill Belichick's coaching tree, is bullshit. Especially since we've also started tapping into a Sean McVay coaching tree. Thank you, Cincinnati, for just picking up a quarterback's coach from the Sean McVay coaching tree just because he made it to the Super Bowl one time. I think this is bullshit. This is all, like, I would respect them more if the NFL owners just came out and were like, well, I mean, he's black. We're not really gonna hire him.
Right?
So let's just
exactly.
That's what they're really saying. But to come up with these bullshit excuses of, well, the Andy Reid coaching tree, and well, they're probably gonna make a deep run, and we need to get started. You don't have to recruit shit. What the fuck are you? Why do you have to worry about if they're going deep in the playoffs or not? It's a bullshit excuse. NFL owners with their closeted racism, those are my motherfuckers of the week. Scott.
Well, no.
I hope I buffered enough for you. Wait, Drew's talking. Hang on.
No, I was gonna say real quick.
I'm gonna give him the mic because I'm scared.
Because
you want to jump in? Go right ahead, Drew. The floor is yours.
yeah, well, listen, Mike, we've heard enough from you tonight. Okay.
Fantastic. I'll just be here.
We got really used to last week when you didn't speak at all. So now that you've actually been speaking up, it's a little weird, and we're trying to adjust to it. But the thing that doesn't make any sense to me too is that they're actually talking about cutting all or a lot of the off-season programs too, heading into next year, because with the pandemic, they didn't have a lot of this stuff. And players, agents, and reps have said, look, this stuff worked without all of this. Like, why do we need to do these things? So that excuse is even worth less now than it would have been years ago too. But it's absolute fucking bullshit. We all know it. We know what they're talking about. Mike, I know you got some hot takes right here. Go ahead, wrap us up and nail your motherfucker of the week.
Am I allowed to talk now? is that a thing? We're like,
Listen,
go for it, Scott.
We gave you that hockey segment, and you're done for the rest of the show, son.
Look, we don't try to mute people here on this show. Everyone has an equal opportunity to
I think you scared Cam away.
I know Cam
Drew,
disappeared from the Zoom. Cam he's hiding in his closet
he's still
behind
the call.
him.
He's blinking. You can see him blinking. He's still here.
He's
Cam,
like,
by the way,
I'm rethinking this whole.
Yeah, Cam
intern
was like, I fucked up. I picked the wrong show. By the way, Cam, people are very impressed with the mustache you're growing. They're very happy that you're rocking a mustache now since the last time you were on. Also, you've got the same problem I do. You've got the reverse Hitler mustache going there, where it doesn't grow in the middle. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
Scott, is that what it's called?
Yeah, well, that's what I call it. Scott, who's your motherfucker of the week?
I guess I'm gonna stick with racism because that was my thing. I don't know if Drew will let me have it back, but I'm gonna go with Kentucky basketball fans this week. Motherfuckers of the week. Jesus. So Kentucky basketball actually did something for once that I could cheer and applaud. Players and coaches alike knelt this past weekend during the national anthem, to show solidarity against social and racial injustice and all the bullshit that happened last week at the Capitol. Big shocker that the Kentucky fan base had a huge problem with that. So much so that there was a cop who posted on Facebook burning UK t-shirts, alleging that he would never watch Kentucky basketball again, didn't support the team. There's even movements to fire Calipari. This is all very hilarious. Not at all because it's Kentucky, but more so to the fact that they're 4-7 right now. And my wife, who is a die-hard Kentucky fan, has even called out the fact that this would not be happening if, they maybe didn't have any losses or had one loss or, usually what they do under Calipari, where it's like they run the table, but conveniently now they've got a problem and, get these kids out of there. They're so privileged and they don't know what, the benefits they have and blah, blah, blah. And they should be so grateful that we cheer them on because they're black and we're white. And I don't know if they said that, but it sounds like something they should have said if they didn't. Because seriously, it's unbelievable. I've been saying this for years, and this goes back well before I met my wife, that part of the thing that I can't stand, and this is a lot of fan bases, but the fact that, there are a lot of black players in the big three of basketball, football, and baseball. Well, guys, I'm just fucking kidding. And the big two of football and basketball.
Hey, there's a lot of minorities in soccer.
Yes, sure.
3% in hockey.
That sport doesn't have a problem with racism. But anyway, so the fact that there's so many fan bases and fans that, can cheer on these black players on game day, but then, whoa, don't come in my neighborhood. Whoa, don't date my daughter. It's just completely asinine. And how many times have we said it on this show and outside of it, how fucking stupid it is that you burned gear that you bought and paid for. Like,
It's my favorite.
Ooh, way to show Kentucky
Dude, I
basketball
never
by
get
burning the stuff that
I
they already got your money for. So yeah, Kentucky fans and any other policemen or assholes in the state of Kentucky or around the globe that claim themselves to be fans of Kentucky, if you now have a problem with the team or the school or anything surrounding the program because they knelt during the national anthem, you can get fucked. You are
Now,
Very
Scott,
good.
I do want to ask a little bit of a clarifying question. Do you think that the student athletes, because that's what they are, they're students, then they're athletes. Do you
Sure.
think they would have taken this stance if they weren't 4-7 as well, or do you think they would have been pressured from what, Mike?
Did you listen to Scott? Did you miss when he said if they
Oh, no. I thought he was talking more about the fan base.
I was gonna say for a second I thought I was gonna have to say the same exact thing. Like it's a good thing you pay attention, but I think what he was about to ask is, do you think the team would have done this?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
and
My bad.
I would,
My bad.
I would
My bad.
absolutely hope that the players weren't like,
Drink responsibly.
shit, we're 4-7, so we might as well do something that's gonna get everybody pissed off and that we otherwise wouldn't care about if we were undefeated. Like, no, I think the players and coaching staff would have done this no matter what it was, and it would have just been better. To be honest with you, I this is the first time I
True,
can honestly say
absolutely.
this. I wish that Kentucky was undefeated. Like I wish they were running the table, so then these people would be forced to, hide their racism even more, or shrouded in mystery and basically not get called out by everybody. But this is what I've been saying for years, that again, if you can cheer for them on game day, then why do you have such a problem with them sitting next to you at a restaurant?
It's all bullshit, right? Like there was the meme
Oh,
this week,
absolutely.
and I know we're supposed to stick to sports, but we will in a sense that when Colin Kaepernick knelt for, I don't know what, 30, 45 seconds during the national anthem, it was unpatriotic and a crime against humanity or whatever. But when we violently storm the federal government building, the symbol of our nation, and people die, that's cool.
That's all right. That's fine. I don't see the
All good.
problem.
Yeah. Patriotic duty,
Fellas, all around great choices for motherfuckers of the week. Those were all solid choices. We are way over time at this point, but I know Drew put a lot of effort into this. So, Drew, let's recap our picks from this past
Yeah.
week. We're not going to do new picks. We're just going to recap
No.
our picks from this week. It has started off horribly for me, horribly for Drew, and pretty bad for Scott, but decent enough that he's in the lead. Scott is fucking winning, which is why this is a travesty. And why we are not doing picks at all after this. Like, we're going to stop for a while because Scott is in the lead, and I don't...
All
Everything
I know is that ball don't lie.
Yeah.
The sports gods knew I got screwed on my picks and that I was playing the season under protest, so they righted the shit, baby.
Yeah, so let's real quick. Matt Stanton telling us stick to mustard. Sorry, Matt. I apologize.
Yeah. It got a little heartfelt there, which is never a bad thing.
Real
but,
quick, Drew, recap the props from last week and how we all did. Quick, and because then I'm gonna send you into a beer drop sponsor. So hurry quickly.
we suck.
We sure do.
But not Scott.
Oh, you want more details? All right, fine. So we'll go. I'll just run through them quickly, top down. So Mike went 0-3. He said that Alabama would have more sacks than OSU. He was wrong.
Which is bullshit. That sucks so bad.
Uh,
No, I mean it's right.
statistical
It's correct, but it was like
line.
2
No,
sacks
you're
to
right.
1. That's such bullshit.
Sure. He said there would be no targeting calls in the game. He was
I think
wrong.
that was the biggest
in the
bullshit. I
first
laughed
half.
so hard when I got the text.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
laughed
I was
I was
so
furious.
excited.
I was so
I
mad.
was so excited. I don't know what I was doing at that point, but I was like watching the game cast and I saw the play-by-play go, blah, 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 something happened, penalty, play is under review. I was like, oh, this motherfucker got targeted.
Dude, as
And
soon
then I,
as
turned
he
it on.
as soon as that kid hit him, I was like, that's targeting. God damn it. I was so mad. I was
To
so
be
my
pissed.
fair, it
favorite
was the
beat
right.
of
It was
It
the
was
right
it was
call.
definitely targeting, but man, I was so pissed that it happened.
So that's another loss. And then on the Saban's daughter tweet mentions in the first half, apparently they stuck to the script and did not mention that one.
I am
So
going to
again,
challenge
another loss
that
for
one.
Mike.
Drew, can you prove that that was not mentioned? Did you
Yes.
watch the entire first half?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You're full of shit. You're full of shit because you texted me and you were like, I haven't been watching. Has the Buckeye guy been shown? I haven't been. So yeah, no, I'm challenging that one. Asterisk. Just saying.
Not only that, the only longer pause in this show was when we stopped to listen to Alexa and then Drew named LeBron James and then stopped. So yeah, that's where I'm calling bullshit.
All right, so I'll take
So
0
you're
and 3.
saying I'm consistent.
I'll take
Great.
0 and
All
3
right.
with an asterisk. Go ahead, Drew.
I'll throw an asterisk. So on to Scott. This was the one pick we got right out of all fucking 9, which still hurts a little.
No, there were 2 pushes. There were
nope.
2 pushes.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
Nope. Well, I'll get to him. So Scott, he just had to pick the first score, the type: touchdown, safety, field goal. He picked touchdown, and he called Alabama too.
So
if
that's a
anything,
double win, baby.
He gets a win plus, if you will.
No.
Yeah.
So
he
he got
doesn't.
that one right. My favorite prop of the whole game.
Oh,
though,
this was
was
bullshit.
Scott, was Scott,
Bullshit.
was Scott picking Trey Sermon to run from our yards, the Najee Harris. And Trey Sermon, I don't know if it was the second or the third snap from scrimmage, runs the ball off the left side for 2 yards, gets gang tackled, and then goes to the hospital.
Pop the collarbone out or some shit. Like it
Bam.
was,
Yeah,
he was
I-
done.
Oh,
Yeah. So he got 2 yards rushing, and there was literally 55 minutes of game left. So Najee Harris obviously outrushed Trey Sermon there. So that's
that
a loss
was
for Scott.
bullshit.
One of the potential pushes, which Mike, you actually
Oh,
pointed
I
out
did,
on
yes.
Twitter,
Yeah.
was the Gatorade dump. Scott
You
took orange.
motherfuckers.
Nick Saban actually took the blue. So
I
that's another loss.
said blue.
When
and
did
I
that-
fucking
Did say
changed
blue.
my mind because you bastards.
When did that
Yeah,
happen, though? When
yeah.
did the Gatorade bath happen? Because I stayed up to the end of that game. I was done at that point. I was furious. I was over the game because I lost my 3 bets. I was pissed off, but I stuck with it just to see the Gatorade bath, and I never saw it. Like, Saban ran out. He got carried out by his lineman. He did his interview. He smiled, which was weird. I was like, did hell just freeze over? Because Nick Saban's smiling. He cried a little bit. That was a little strange. I never saw, and then I turned it off, so it must have been after that. But like, I never saw the Gatorade bath. I thought it was
What
a
a
push.
bitch. He cried and his mom did.
Yeah, his parents didn't
Yeah,
even
no,
die.
absolutely
you-
right, because you know he wasn't drunk. So yeah,
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't drunk either.
Well, maybe he was. You don't know.
Oh, maybe his dog was sick though.
Oh, could have been. Yeah.
Oh
good
yeah,
point.
that's true.
I think, and I hate to admit that I spent time thinking about this week, but I think probably what happened is they gave him a preemptive Gatorade bath earlier on before the clock hit
Good
0.
call.
It was like, yeah, this shit's over.
Good call.
Because that's how you surprise a coach who's now won 7 national titles.
That's a good point.
So
They should
that
just
was a
start
loss for
giving it
Scott.
to him when he runs out the tunnel against
I mean,
fucking Ohio
right?
State.
You might as well.
If you
yeah.
see Ohio State on the other side of the ledger, you're like, just give him the Gatorade shower now.
Just hand it over. So Scott went 1 and 2. I went 0 and 3. I said the highest scoring quarter would be the 4th. That was a loss. I believe the 2 teams put up 28 points in the second half, although 21 of them were Alabama. That sucks. I said Jalen Waddle wouldn't catch a pass because he'd be in for like the first series as a decoy, then get hurt and limp off the sidelines. Little did I know that they'd throw like a bubble screen to him. He'd get 8 yards, then get hurt and limp off to the sidelines.
But
So
they
that's
kept
another
bringing him
loss.
in. Waddle kept coming in.
I know.
Yeah,
They-
he
I know,
refused to
yeah.
leave. He refused to leave.
They kept trotting him out, and then at the end of the game, Saban had the dude that has an ACL tear come out for 2 snaps. And granted, they were kneel downs, but like that's a bad look from Saban playing nothing but hurt people. I'm surprised he didn't have Smith come out with the fucking claw on his hand.
Well, see,
he didn't
that's
play
what
the entire
cracks me
second
up,
half. Like
though.
that dude. The numbers that Smith put up in the first half was unreal. I've never seen a performance like that.
Absurd.
It was absolutely crazy. But then he sits out the entire second half, and I thought for sure with Waddle coming out there and pardon the pun, waddling around the entire game.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't put Smith back in.
Well, and the thing I don't quite understand is that like Nick Saban is all about we win, we do perfection, like that's our thing. We put our starters on kick coverage, like we win. And he's throwing these fuckers out there. I cannot wait till film session when he goes, so by the way, Mr. Broken ACL, you didn't get the edge block right on that victory formation.
Dude, he had Mac Jones. Mac Jones was limping all around that field. That kid shouldn't have been playing, and he still went out there. It was literally like as much as Ohio State fans want to be like, we had COVID issues and there were people missing. Alabama was
beat the fuck out you.
Alabama was injured. You lost to an injured Alabama team. That's brutal, man. That team is so good.
Correction, you got the dog shit kicked
You
out.
did. That's a fair
Injured
correction.
Alabama
Yeah. What was your last loss, Drew? Because you went 0-3.
Yeah, the last loss, and this is the look, Mike. If you want to call asterisk on your Saban tweet, then I'm calling on this. Time until the fat Buckeye appears, 7.5 minutes. Now, I thought last week I said Price is Right rules, where I went lower with the expectation that he'd show up later. He didn't show up to like the third quarter, so technically I missed by a mile. But by Price is Right rules, I was still right. But all in
Only
all,
because
that was
nobody
a
else
loss.
guessed.
Right. You can't go Price is Right rules by yourself, especially when you're setting the line. That's a.
Then all you had to
can't
do was
that.
say, 1 second.
This
in,
I
and
took
that
this
would
bet
work.
as the fat Buckeye would appear within the first 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's what
yes
I
or
thought,
no?
too.
And you said
See,
no.
and that's absolutely fair when we talked about it last week, but we never discussed the fine print. So I'm always going to work it to my favor.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
So at the end of the day,
this is why, Scott, aren't you missing me picking the stuff now?
Hey.
I am.
at the end of the day, we were 1-8, dog shit everywhere. It's fine. We're off and running for Mookie's Mad Props the rest of the season until we get back to football.
I love
Fingers
it.
crossed in like August.
We'll get some. No, we'll get some for the Super Bowl. We'll get some mad props for the Super Bowl. Sorry,
right, I forgot about that.
before I do that, let's give you your drop again.
Ching, ching, ching.
I love that drop.
Bam.
I love that drop. It's such a good
Oh,
one.
shit.
Drew, tell the
Wait,
people about Beer Drop. Speaking of drops.
I will tell them about Beer Drop just in a second, but I do want to, before we close out the show, cover what our win-loss total was in Bovado for our picks over the year. But as that loads, I want to tell you about Beer Drop because I will not screw up their name or their read because it's very easy to understand. You log on to their website, you use our promo code craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop, and they're going to bring you great beer straight to your door. Really, the question comes down to, do you want award-winning craft beer delivered straight to your door at under $4 a serving? Our friends at Beer Drop can hook you up. You fill out your flavor profile, sign up for one of their monthly plans, and they will curate a box of fresh, award-winning craft beer that will be sent right to your door.
Delivered
you can
by
swap out
Gertie.
beers. Fuck you. Swap out your beers, add more, or even skip a month, or you can even delay a week if you're going to be out of town or not around to sign for the package. And if you don't like commitment, you can still go and order delicious beers to be delivered right to you. Just go to craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop for a $5 flat shipping. That's craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop. I did it today. It takes less than 5 minutes. They make it really easy. They give you like 8 or 10 categories, and they really don't get into the nuance, so they start sending you beers. Super exciting. They even give you options to upgrade at taproom specials or premium barrels of beer, if that's the kind of thing you're into. So check it out. A lot of options. They're nationally spread. Can't recommend it more. So all of that vamping to basically get back around to... we're going to keep selling out. So we started the season. We started the football season. We started the football season with $20. We lost it all, but it took us a while. I was kind of impressed. And then we put $20 more in, and then we lost some of that. So at the end of the year, we invested $40, and of which we have $15.34 left from all of our football picks. One more time, Mike.
Oh, God. Drew, what were you? What were you drinking this week, Drew? What were you drinking this week, Drew?
I was drinking water taxi Destination Unknown Brewing Company. Delicious.
On a scale of 2 to 0.
2.
2 to 0.
2 to 0.
Sell out.
It's a 0. Ain't anyone ever gonna accuse this beer of inciting a riot or, trying to harm citizens and
Whoa! Stick
community.
to sports, man.
I know.
Sports.
Sorry. But when you have 11.3%
Drink responsibly.
of your body without that heavy boozy hit up front, it's always a good time.
Sell out.
Okay.
Cam, how'd those kids in the corner do? How's that organic lemonade?
Fantastic. That's
Hell
a 0.
yeah!
0 all the way.
Scott,
Just the right amount of sugar, huh?
Scott, what were you drinking?
I was drinking High Clouds and Haze by Wiseman Brewing Company out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Look, this was an absolute 0. Like Drew said, there's not a chance that this would have something happen to it in history that's never happened before. It would never 2 times be called out in front of the entire world for fucking up at its job. So I'm going to give it a 0 on our scale tonight.
I was drinking Urban Sombrero, a Mexican-style lager from Storm Peak Brewing. At first, I was very disappointed. It felt like a Bud Light Lime that didn't have very much lime. It ended up being a solid beer, and maybe that's because I bonged a mango IPA midway through it. Who knows? I don't know. I would say if you're drinking an Urban Sombrero from Storm Peak Brewing, bong a mango IPA midway through, and then this beer is fantastic. Like, hands down a 0. I don't know if I could give it a 0. Like, let's give it like a 0.5. How about that? We'll give it a 0.5.
What about a 1?
On the scale. Nah, it's better than 1.
Because you needed
It's better
one
than 1.
mango to offset it.
Well, here's the other thing. I had a whole crowler within a 2-hour show, so I feel good.
But what if you
That
give it
explains
a...
I feel good.
What if you give it a 1 because maybe it got a BJ and it lied about getting the BJ, but it really didn't count as a 1?
You
so
know
it's
what?
Like kind of a 1, but not really a 1.
And you know
And
what?
at the
You're
end of the
right.
day, she
1.
was like a 6.
It's a
Yes,
it's a 1, but
6.
it's a 1. It's a jealous 1. Like, people are just like, damn, that's some bullshit. But props.
Like, that's a gangsta.
But props, yeah. But props. Yeah. Okay, all right, that's fair. I'll keep it at a 1
right,
then,
okay,
where I
cool,
said
cool,
it at.
cool.
This has been Last Call, brought to you by Beer Drop. I was gonna do the job again, but then it's not.
Sign up now. They're fantastic. Am I the only one who hears Urban
Yes.
Sombrero and thinks that basically what you do is you take a sombrero, pour a beer in the lip of it, and then you
Yep,
just
you're the
chug
only
like a
one.
frisbee?
That would definitely be
Only
only
one.
you, man. You are definitely the only one that thinks that when you hear Urban Sombrero.
Cam, let's make it unanimous. You think that?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, shit.
no wonder why our show suffers for creative spirit. That's all.
Guys, this has been fun. I'm glad that I actually got to talk to you guys tonight instead of just sitting here quietly in the background and like messing
I'm glad
and like
that
pushing
Drew
back.
got to air his grievances.
Whew, Drew,
Yeah, I know.
are you good, man? Are you good? You
Therapy
feel all
session.
right?
It was a therapy session tonight.
Jesus,
Hulu.
bro. Yeah, man.
Dick. I'm. the
Well,
anger.
I
The
guarantee
anger.
you Hulu will never be a sponsor of our show now, but you guys should totally check us
Right,
out.
because they'll be out of business in like 6 months.
Check
Drew,
us
just
out.
get you a green shirt, put it on, and fade away.
You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Crafty Sports. Be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and be sure to subscribe, rate, and review not just to our show, but to all of the podcasts on Belly Up Sports Network. Tons of amazing podcasts. They're continuing to add podcasts. There's lots of awesome stuff coming up with Belly Up Sports. So subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us anywhere. You have no idea how much that helps the show. As much as all the shares help, subscribing, rating, and especially reviewing help us out. So do that. Help the show out. Let's grow this audience. Let's fucking blow up, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody. Oh, by the way,
Happy birthday,
happy
Scott
birthday,
Kaiser!
Scott! Yeah, Scott! Woo!
Man, Scott! Woo!